Sports Encyclopedia. You ask Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
Yeah, we're in the building. Chiefs Queendom, stand up. You guys are home field advantage once again. You've earned it. You guys should be proud of yourselves. But Josh Allen is about to beat that ass Sunday. Ha! Chiefs Kingdom, Kingdom and Queendom, stand up. Because Josh Allen is going to put you down for once and for all. Can't wait for it. But this is a loaded lineup. We're a truth-telling Thursday. Steve Kim will join us before I head on out to the Pacific Ocean again after we've had some new fires started here in Southern California. What a fucking mockery of a situation. San Diego's now on fire. The Castaic Mountain's now on fire. And when is it going to end? It is January, not very hot. And yet fires keep popping up. But remember, it's natural disasters and global warming. It's not some fucking Hamas running around lighting fires. Don't worry. The media never lies. Let's dive into this show, man, before we get going. Can Josh Allen play to the level that will take his team, the Buffalo Bills, over the top and beat his nemesis, Patrick Mahomes and the Chief Queendom? I think this is his year. It has to be, right? Before I answer that, let me bring my main man in, my Far East Sider, 317. LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving. AR5 defending, Caitlin Clark jocking. Far East Side, 317, Big Smitty. Welcome him in.
Yes, sir. We in the building, man. What's going on, man? It's Throwback Thursday. It's Turn Up Thursday. We got the Chiefs Queendom on. I got my all-black representing Naptown. We got Bailey on the ones and twos, and we got Brian Case, Jared, Mike Vodka, Izzy, Mike S, L, Bill, Rocky Morrison, T-Mo, Boston, Richie, KC, BD, Alex Bide, and Birdie Sports Club all on the show right now. Jason Brown, how you feel?
I'm good. I want to bring this up to you real quick while we get this show started.
Bring it up, homie.
I said, can Josh Allen play to the level that will take his team, the Buffalo Bills, over the top and beat his nemesis, Patrick Mahomes and the Chief Queendom? I said, I think this is his year. It has to be, right? No. It doesn't have to be, Smitty. Sometimes you're just not good enough. Mahomes is in a situation that is almost perfect. Andy Reid runs the day-to-day, puts him in the best spot possible, surrounds him with great protection, one of the great defenses in football, and then tells him, go be yourself and make plays when it matters most, usually in the fourth quarter, and That is what Mahomes has done his entire career. And Josh seems to struggle in those exact same games. However, Josh has beaten Mahomes before. He has also tasted it in the playoffs, having him beat. But because of a blunder and a kickoff, Mahomes drives down the field and wins. Credit to Mahomes, once again, had to take the field and drive down there and win the game. 36 seconds left or whatever.
13.
Unlike Lamar, Smitty, unlike Lamar Jackson, who can't carry his team over the top, Josh will have to do it with even less weapons to get this team over this anomaly we call the Kansas City Chiefs. But what do I know, Smitty? Is this the year that Josh Allen can win? Right out before we even ask the poll question, just go right into this one.
Well, I'm big on words. The word says can. And yes, Josh Allen can lead this Bills team past the Chiefs. I think they have everything they need to beat this Chiefs team. They have a strong running game with James Cook. And as we saw last week against the Texans, the Chiefs, you can run the ball against the Chiefs. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mixon had like 88 yards, scored a touchdown. So, like, we saw that, hey, you can run the ball against them. I think the combination of Josh Allen picking and choosing when to run the ball and James Cook can be powerful against them. But the number one thing that Josh Allen has to continue to do is not turn over the ball. We've seen in these playoffs that the teams that turn over the ball multiple times, they lose the game. It's just pretty straightforward. And the thing that has got Josh Allen in the past, whether it's against Mahomes or even other teams in the playoffs, is being loosey-goosey with the ball. If he can continue to play smart football, play efficient football, they can run the ball and play good defense, I think they can beat the Chiefs. I mean, I'm sure you all saw the stats last week against the Texans, where the Texans pretty much outplayed the Chiefs in like every category: total yards, passing yards, rushing yards, yards per play, first downs, third down efficiency, total plays. It was insane. But at the end of the day, they couldn't finish, right? They couldn't finish when they were in scoring positions. They allowed 8 sacks. They had 8 penalties. So, it's the little things that at the end of the game, you look back, it adds up. So can the Bills continue to do the little things well? Because that's what the Chiefs do. They never shoot themselves in the foot. And if the Bills don't shoot themselves in the foot, I think they win this game.
I didn't hear anything he said. I was talking on TikTok.
It was because of somebody out. Everything good?
Yeah, you know what I don't like?
Tell me, it's Thursday.
It's the nobodies in the world, right? That they come out there and you say something, and then all they say is, that's a BS response.
Like nothing else.
Can't tell me why it's a BS response. Can't show me film on why it is. Can't break down mechanics. Can't tell me anything about what I've done. But that's it. That's a BS response. And I know better. And I have no profile picture. I have 0 followers. My name is Johnny Freddy 1478184978. Dog, come on, man. We got to stop with these fake fucking idiots.
You do know you just made his day, though. His day's made.
I like making people's day. That's what I do. I still take care of the babies.
All right. Well, shout out to you, man. But yeah, to answer your question, the Bills can beat the Chiefs. Will they? I'll answer that question probably either later today or tomorrow. Like, can they? Can. It's possible for sure.
They could have a couple years ago. They should have a couple years ago. Josh Allen, I think, has, 3 wins versus Mahomes in regular season?
In the regular season, but no wins in the playoffs. I think it's like 0-4 in the playoffs.
Well, not too many people do. So it is what it is. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how this thing unfolds. But it is what it is, Smitty. Let's get to the quote of the day, brought to you by BetUS. Head on over to BetUS today. Use the promo code CoachJB and get you 150% bonus up to $2,000 first deposit. Smitty, if you always have to prove your worth to someone, you have already forgotten your value.
That's a fact, too. Because chat, like, think about what he just said. If you're every day having to continue over and over and over and over again to show that you're worth, that means every day you are forgetting your value in yourself, and you're depending upon the thoughts and opinions of others. in order to make you feel worthy of yourself. That's a powerful quote. Like, I wouldn't rank that anywhere, but sometimes it's not about being like a top 10, top 20, top 30. Sometimes it's like you just need that. Like, it's simple, it's straight to the point, it's necessary, nothing sexy about it. But y'all, Big Rule, you needed that today.
But I need a ranking, because at the end of the day, it's a result-oriented life we live. So I can't just go out there and say, you know, Smitty, fuck, man, he did a great job, but, you know, but where am I ranked at? That's how we get paid in life. Rank me. So you can't say it. You can't say it. Two things can't be true. Two things can't be true in this one.
It's
so
45.
Anyway,
it's top 45, homie. I didn't want to put that out there. It's top 45.
I don't appreciate the ranking. Every day I try to top myself every single day. That's what you guys all should do, but you don't. Every day you guys depend on someone else.
Shaq, JB said every day he's trying to top himself. I'm gonna let y'all take that and do what you want to do with it.
Yeah, I try to top myself. I try to top myself off that I could be the best there is and beat myself yesterday.
Whoa.
By the way, I did all that on purpose, and I'm a better actor, and I could do shit better than anyone else, contrary to Smitty's belief.
You've got a lot better than acting for me just being around you.
No, I actually can't. I don't have to act. That's the crazy part, because it's real. Smitty, that's crazy. It's crazy. Smitty, this one right here is a little deeper. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Strengths and weaknesses are often exactly the same. Now, that's it. Now, let me explain it, because it's going to get deep. Strengths and weaknesses are often exactly the same. Smitty, how many times you ever said, like, the littlest things? This is what you've heard your girl say. Again, I'm going to prove a point. Your girl has always said, the smallest things, Smitty, just do the smallest things. We love the smallest things.
The little things. For sure, I heard that a lot of times. Too many times.
How many times you heard your girl say, the littlest shit bothers her?
Why did he leave it on the screen, y'all, when you think he said a bar?
Because, homie, you can't please abroad. I just proved to you again. The smallest shit, Smitty. That one little flower in the bathtub. The best thing ever. Damn, baby, I just got home. You late. You 3 minutes motherfucking late. You motherfucking there. The smallest shit can help. And the smallest shit. It's all, our strengths are often our weaknesses, homie. You can't please them. Leah, love you. Can't please you, though.
Leah, love you. Oh, man, that's a good one. I like that. I put that top 32. Top 32. That was a good one, though. That was a good one.
The actual contrary to belief, or the explanation?
The actual contrary to belief. Explanation, I probably put top 13. But the actual contrary to belief, top 32.
As long as Leah likes it, I'm good.
Why Leah specifically though? Everybody, it's 1,800 people in the chat altogether. Why Leah specifically?
What's up?
Never mind.
Mike went out. Let's dive into it. Poll question we just asked her. We pretty much answered. Let's change the poll question up real quick. So, who won? Marcellus Wiley or Ryan Clark on Twitter?
Oh man, I was reading through yesterday, going back and forth. They both took some good shots, some good boom booms. You know what I'm saying? Ryan tried to like mic drop. He's like, I tried to call him. He answered the phone and hung up like the coward.
Yeah, that backfired. That backfired.
Yeah, but I thought, come on, Marcellus, come on now. Then Marcellus came back with a strong tweet, but then he came back with that freestyle. And I don't know if y'all heard the freestyle, but Marcellus damn near had some bars though. Like it low key sound. I listened to it twice. I said, okay, like his voice and tone went with the beat. I said it damn near sound good almost. Like we got it
right for this one. Go get him, MJ. What'd he say? That's my baby. That's my 9-year-old. That's MJ. Hey, what'd he do? What are you talking about? All that stuff coming out his mouth. I hear it. But I'm so far away. I ain't near it. You know what I'm saying? I just try to keep it clean, my spirit. But you ready? Let's hear it. Let's go. Ryan Clark. What's this I see? You dissing me for years. Now you want to talk to me? Private text, but your public game is weak. Calling me a sellout. Now I want to hear you speak, boy. Yo, Clark, you been running your mouth for a while. Throwing shade in public, trying to cramp my style. Calling me a sellout, trying to tear my name. But when it gets too hot, you don't treat it the same. So,
hey, that's hard. You should get that playing, man. That's hard.
Go listen to it on Twitter if you haven't heard the whole thing.
I might call it at random times today. Just had that queued up. I like that right there. I like that.
We're going to have some good shit today, by the way, because Marcellus and I will be together today on the yacht.
Ooh, exclusive.
With Steve Kim.
Ooh, you might have bring the cameras out for that, homie.
Nah, you know it's real. We're gonna take a little phone call.
Homie. I know.
Marcellus and I are just a homie. We're gonna go out, chill.
You a content creator, so I just thought you bring the camera out.
Huh?
You a content creator, so I just assumed you had the cameras rolling at all times.
That's what I don't do. I wish if I did half the shit that you would see on the boat yacht, you would say I'm a content creator. But I don't bring in video shit at all, so I don't ever do it. Plus the other homie Spree's gonna be there with us. My boy Dave Bone, my barber that you saw on Netflix cutting my hair. We're going to go out and check. We're going to go a little bar hop and chill. You know what I mean? We're going to go do a little thing.
Yeah,
Marcellus wanted to get out and chill. We're going to go chill and get on the yacht. Marcellus used to have a boat in the same area that I'm in.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Make sure that second engine is working before they get down there so you ain't got no, you know what I mean? Make sure you got that oxygen, that those fumes cleared out. Make sure you got everything properly ready. It's a lot of money on that yacht, homie. Marcel's got about 30 M. Steve got about a hot meal. It's a lot of money on there. Rube got about 80,000. It's money on that yacht, so just be ready, homie. But
how much?
80, 85. Good household. Everything taken care of though. Household good. So
Ruben stay at my house.
But listen though, he don't stay at your house, homie. He stayed the night that one night. He got his own crib. I do that. Listen, to the Ryan Clark thing, though, I feel Marcellus in the sense that it's not like this is some fresh, like, new beef where, okay, we're at a point where we can still talk and, like, get past it and get through it. Some people are cool with, like, you know, making up and forgiving each other and moving on. But this has been going on for years, like, literally years. So, in my opinion, I think Marcellus at a point where he's like, listen, I don't want to be cool with you. I don't want to make up. I don't want to, none of that. You've been bashing my name for years. So now I'm criticizing you, and not just you. I criticize all media, whether y'all like it, love it. Marcellus talks about anybody in the media. He don't care if he's friends with you, he ain't friends with you. If something crazy goes down on our show, he'll talk about it on his. It's like he's keeping it fair and talks about whatever is going on. So it's not like it's just a personal thing against Ryan. This is what Marcellus does. Anyway.
Well, let me stop
for years, like pre-pandemic, all that stuff. So it's like, bro, why would I want to talk to you right now? Here we go. Why would I want to talk to you right now when we ain't been cool for years? Like, see what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do that so the camera get cleared up. Let me see. Hold on. Don't move. Don't say nothing.
There you go.
Here we go. So that's where I'm at with it, bro.
So context to what you're saying, though. You and I talk about something. Somebody can literally go out right now and do a video about us.
Yeah, and they do.
We put ourselves, and they do. We put ourselves in that predicament. Ryan Clark literally has a podcast called The Pivot where he talks about people, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. He covers something of someone. On ESPN, he's been very controversial with his takes versus one quarterback versus another. Marcellus and Whitlock and all these other people have called him out on those things. He also goes out and talks shit about those same people on his platform as he does on ESPN. So it sounds like to me, this is the business that we are in. I've never heard Marcellus go and personally attack the guy, calling him a bitch, you a mother. Like, Marcellus ain't that guy. He doesn't do that. He's too professional. So he never goes out and does that. He never did it. But you see the text that Ryan shared. See, I've already had my run-ins with Ryan, and I'm going to tell you, he is a bitch. And I'm going to be the one to say it. So I've already had my run-ins. And by the way, I was at the Cats that night in Vegas, contrary to all you motherfuckers believe.
So what went down? Because I didn't understand that.
Nothing went down. Marcellus told that motherfucker straight to his face. Ryan came over there. You know when you're a bitch, homie, when you don't want the smoke and you come over there like you cool.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? You know that scenario?
Cool energy, like we friends almost.
Come on, dog. You be talking about me all the time. Come on, man. And Marcellus was drinking a cup just like this. Me and Pat Perez were sitting right there. And Marcellus goes, "Get used to it, dog." That's straight what he told him. I was right there. He said, he's like, get used to it. He was like, you do it on your show all the time. You do it on ESPN, homie. Like, and the motherfucker was like, oh, whatever, you know. And he was with the other two cats on his show.
Oh, Fred and Crowder?
Crowder, not Fred. Crowder. But they was there with their wives, the whole deal, homie. Like, Pat and I were there with a couple other cats, and everybody was in Cats that night. And I wasn't there with Marcellus, but Marcellus came over there, and I introduced him to Pat.
Yeah.
And then they chilled, and they followed each other on Instagram that night because they both were cool. They know each other, a lot of the same people. So we were just bullshitting, and that's when it happened that night. And Ryan Clark shared a tweet. Ryan Clark shares a text message, though, from somebody who said he's a bitch. The text message that Ryan Clark shared on Twitter called Marcellus a bitch.
Yeah, I read that. I saw that, yeah.
And Marcellus ain't never said that shit. But, like, be careful the next time, though, in person. I'm just telling you, that's how we roll. I mean, it's Hub City, strong cities, Hub Cities. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, but anyway, I'm serious, Smitty. The shit is ridiculous. And I'm surprised ESPN, like back in the day, the media shit, being working for a conglomerate or a big time company. Back in the day, you couldn't even do any of this.
Yeah, you couldn't even do it. Yeah.
You couldn't do it because you'd be fired, right? You'd be reprimanded, fired. Your personal business gets out there and it affects your ESPN status or whatever, right? All I got to say is this motherfucker went to Columbia, had a daughter, raised his daughter in Columbia by himself. Compton to Columbia, could have stayed around the hood and went to, USC, UCLA, whatever. He goes to Columbia. There's nothing fake about him. You understand? And the cat comes out and basically was like, dog, you over here doing all this race baiting and all this shit, and I'm a brother myself telling you doing it for clicks and likes. But you want to talk to me about clicks and likes? Like, come on, man. Like, it is what it is. I just think that he has listen, here's a context before, so our beef, so we understand. So everybody out there has a context. A good friend of mine named Saul Tomaggio, he's a legendary head coach in Louisiana, where Ryan's from, all that shit, had some kids and told those kids, don't fucking let these slapdick fucking outside, we call street agents, affect you. You play here for me at the #1 high school in fucking Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stay here for me. I coach you. Don't go out here and get cross-coached by these slapdicks who know nothing about our program and are going to – there's nothing worse than cross-coaching, Smitty. And let me explain cross-coaching. It means you and I are on the same staff.
Right.
Okay? You and I are under the same staff. We both play at XY High School. But you go out in this offseason and work for Bailey, and he's a personal trailer. You go get coached up. He tells you to do this. Instead of wrong arming like this, you go wrong arm and turn your back like this. You go back to me at high school, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing the first week of pads? And like, what are you doing? Well, my personal trainer told me I should rip. And whoa. That's not what we do here. So
right.
That is cross-coaching, right? We hated it as head coaches and coaches. We hate cross-coaching because a lot of these fucks don't know what the fuck they're doing. They definitely don't know what we do as a scheme, right?
Yep.
Now you're affecting our scheme and our program because you're a street agent trainer who is telling this kid and getting in his head, and then that's why you see these kids transfer now. because these street agents get in their head and they say, oh, blah, 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 blah.
He ain't coaching you right. Come over here.
He ain't coaching you right. You need to come over here. We get you paid. Blah, blah, blah. All this fucking bullshit, right? Well, Clark, so the coach put out on Twitter, Sal Tomaggio, a good friend of mine, who's known by every D1 coach, every one of the mommies. He's got great players. I had one of his players, 3 or 4 of his guys over the years. He's like, don't go to these 7-on-7s and get lied to by these fucking street agents. Because that's when the transfer at high schools was starting to get big and all this shit. You know, this was 3-4 years ago. Ryan Clark went out there and was told this motherfucker straight on Twitter, oh, you gonna listen to the white man, keep the black kids down, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying, this is Sal Tomaggio, by the way, is an old school Italian, like Louisiana Cajun cat.
Yeah.
Who coached nothing but brothers in the inner city of Louisiana. And you straight up attack this dude who's done nothing but help brothers and just go straight out to the white man call. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this motherfucker's ignorant. And what a bitch ass cat to do something like that when you have no clue how many kids this dude helped in the hood. Right. And it's like, that's what he said. So that's when we got into it, because Sal Tomaggio is a good friend. I'm like, all right, let me go out. I'm like, dog, you're a fucking idiot. And that's when Ryan got into it with me, and we got into it for about, I don't know, a couple weeks straight. Yeah. But like, dog, we call him Coach Salt. And then we talked privately. He was like, dog, this motherfucker's a clown. He goes, everybody in Louisiana thinks he's a clown, because he goes around trying to coach your DBs up. So I don't know if you guys knew about this. Ryan Clark gets out there and tries to take DBs from certain schools and takes them privately, and then he'll film himself coaching these kids all throughout Louisiana and shit. So, like, I don't know if he wants to be a coach or whatever, but he's doing this shit, using his platform to take kids, and then he's trying to teach these kids certain things, and then, like, they go back, and then the coach is not trying to be a dick to Ryan Clark because of who he is. They'll be like, fuck, this shit ain't gonna work with us. That's Ryan Clark. He knows that motherfucker plays safety anyway. He's more of a downhill guy. He's not a backpedaler, hip turner. He's a run downhill, blow up B-gap guy.
Right.
Now he's teaching my lockdown single side corner footwork. See what I'm saying? Like, that's what people don't understand. We respect the legendary guys that played the game at the highest level, but we also have our own scheme and understand our kids better than you and their talent and their skill set. This guy can't do what you did, Ryan Clark, Deion Sanders, fucking whoever else it might be. So the coach knows best. And there is some slapsticks out here. I talk about them all the time, but cross-coaching is the worst. And then when you go out and then you want to talk shit about a dude that you don't know what he does for the community in Louisiana, it's just straight up, dog. That's when I knew it was this guy was a joke. And I'm glad Marcellus got involved with that too 4 years ago. And then we took off, and that's when we got into it. But it's crazy. He blocked me, and now I'm not blocked, so it's crazy.
That's interesting, man. That's interesting. I mean, hopefully this is the last of them, going at it, but I'm sure it won't be. I'm sure something else will happen, and there'll be a comment one way or the other, and they'll go back at it again, But it's just interesting, Like I said,
I just block them. I block them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, fuck it, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, Marcellus and Ryan are both big media personalities, so. If Marcellus says something to Ryan, even if Marcellus is blocked, it'll get to Ryan. Same thing, vice versa. If Ryan says something about Marcellus, it'll get to Marcellus. Whether it's a fan tweeting at him and showing him a clip, it'll still get to him. Just the way social media works. So,
hey, take a look, because we got a special guest on, Steve Kim, today. Take a look at Whitlock and Steve Kim talking about this particular Ryan Clark situation on their show about Lamar Jackson.
I was told by someone that prominent former athlete, I'll just leave it at that Lamar Jackson is actually bothered with Ryan Clark's shtick. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Lamar loves it. Maybe he wants Ryan Clark to be his Shannon Sharp as Shannon Sharp was to LeBron James. But maybe he doesn't, because Lamar, to me, seems very, very likable. And again, I said it earlier this week, he's like in that Michael Jordan lane where everybody would like Lamar, and the only thing standing between that to me is Ryan Clark and a handful of Jamel Hill, a few other racial idolaters that are framing up the Lamar Jackson thing in these racial terms. I was told by someone who feels like they know that Lamar Jackson is bothered by it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Lamar will be on the pivot next week, and he and Ryan Clark will lock arm in arm, and they'll play, old.
Kumbaya. That's right. Hold on. Keep it up, Bailey. That's my thing, Smitty. Don't come out gangster, homie, and then go on your show and start crying over some shit. He does it all the time. The motherfucker goes on his pivot, and then he'll start crying, talking about, I have downfalls, and I need to, sometimes I have to look at myself. Like, come on, homie, the fake shit is fake as fuck. Like, I got cringe vibes seeing you on your show crying and shit. Like, you big bad gangster, and then you want forgiveness and love on your show. Like, come on, homie, keep it funky. Like, this shit is fake, and Marcellus has just stayed the course. And sometimes consistency blows up high and low, and that's what Ryan Clark is. And that's funny to me that's what's going on. But let me hear the
tapes in the background, and they'll wave Black Lives Matter flag. Bothered by this, and when I saw Marcellus jump into this as aggressively as he did, I was like, oh, Marcellus may be hearing the same things as me. And me and Marcellus aren't checking notes. We're not, hey, you should go after Ryan Clark. It's not like that with me and Marcellus.
You could probably agree to that, right?
100%, yeah.
They're not fucking sitting there tag teaming because these two didn't even talk for a while. I talked to both of them about it. They're like
how they operate. Like, and like, they're cool, but like, they're not like best friends. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. Like, they're cool, but like,
two different. Still, even though some of the thinking,
they respect each other for sure, but it's not like they're like best buds on the phone. Nah, they've never been like that.
Even though they have some right-leaning thinking and conservative thinking, they still are completely different humans. As far as Marcellus is still a hood cat like myself, but he could talk with the corporate America and the corporate media.
Yeah.
Whitlock is just going to be more leaning towards corporate, but he is from the hood, though. Don't get it twisted. And Whitlock's not a bitch. I'm just going to tell you, he's not going to back down. If you think he is, you're confused because he's not. I've seen it in person, and I was like, oh shit, because I, obviously had a beef with him for a while. So here's the rest of it before we move on.
I'm not advising him. He's not advising me. We're not sharing notes.
I agree. Like, all it is I'm curious about that take, though. That was a Lamar Jackson, like, not feeling the whole defending me, but then bashing Josh Allen, or defending my downfall, but then Josh Allen did it just a year ago, and Ryan Clark blasted Josh Allen, and everyone's throwing it out on Twitter with this Marcellus beef, and it doesn't look good for Ryan Clark. If I was an outside guy that knew either one of them, I would be like, damn, Ryan Clark's getting cooked, and Marcellus don't even got to do shit. But that's that next level media training shit, homie, that Marcellus has been good at for a long time. He just stays even kill. He don't raise his voice. Like, Marcellus is like a professional. Ryan Clark's trying to learn how to manage two sides of the fence.
Yeah, and be professional, be corporate, but still show that he's like real. You know what I'm saying? It's like trying to find that balance.
That's gotta be hard to do.
Both.
Gotta be hard. Yeah, gotta be hard to do. Smitty, real quick before we move on, we're back under fire. They just evacuated a cousin of mine that's a chiropractor out in the valley. This shit just got out of control. This going down the 5 freeway. This is a Castaic mountain range going down to towards Bakersfield, Fresno, in between LA and the I-5, which is basically Lake Pyramid. A lot of others say Castaic Lake. Basically, they evacuated, I'm hearing, over 50,000 people, bruh.
Ridiculous.
Like, that's not natural, by the way, Smitty. Sorry. That's not natural. Not. Sorry. A fucking power line didn't fall down. It's not 100 degrees. This is ridiculous. And now we got San Diego on fire, and it's a mile from Weddle's house. Shout out to E-Dub, and E-Dub's now fucking fending that off. And they caught a dude yesterday outside of Weddle's house lighting a fire.
You lying?
No, I'm not lying. So
that's crazy, bro. I don't know what's going on, man. It doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't feel like it's going to stop. It seems like every time, one fire gets contained, they start another one somewhere else, and another one somewhere. And it just keeps continuing to happen. So, hopefully they can figure it out. I don't know how you do figure it out. I don't know how you handle it.
Here's the crazy part about it too. Temecula, California, which is in between me and San Diego, is a major border stopping. It kind of the illegals used to come through Temecula from Mexico, and they'd come through the mountain ranges, Mexicali, the back door of Temecula. They get on that 15 freeway, and now you're in the fucking mix of everything. You can go to San Diego, you can get to the IE, and then you can get to LA, right? It's all comes through on that. Since Trump took office, this motherfucker, because I drive down all the time, Smitty, there ain't no border cars. You see one car sitting on the side. Temecula's on fucking lockdown, homie. There's 1 million border trucks now. Everything's changed. Now, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, shit, the border people are working again, which is crazy to me that they've been off this long. And I talked to 2 border homies, and they're like, JB, we've been told just to chill and stand down for the last 4 years. It's fucking crazy. You should see it. I mean, just go on and check it out. Literally. I just drove there yesterday. There's fucking 1,000 border trucks now on the 15. Damn. Like, it's a whole night and day, bro. I'm just gonna be, and this ain't no media shit. I saw it in person. This is just real shit. There's 1,000 border trucks, the white trucks with the green stripes, border across on the 15 freeway right now. And if anybody lives on the 15, please tell them I'm not lying. And the crazy part is, they're catching these motherfuckers lighting fires, homie, and they've all been illegal. All of them. So, that's just fact. And I'm just telling you, San Diego's a huge entry to this country, just like Texas. And we got a lot of fucking issues to fix. And I'm just saying, we got California now on fire. And it's just a lot of shit to it, man. I just don't understand it. But that fire that's on in Castaic, now we got fucking fires in San Diego. And Weddle's like, dog, they're catching motherfuckers right outside our house. And he's up on a hill by himself. And he's all around brush. Like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's ironic. Now, I'm not going to put his personal business out there, but it's ironic that these fucking insurance people left us. And without me even knowing, without Weddle even knowing, they're gone. Fire insurance was taking off our fucking our premium. And then fires start. Right. And I'm not going to get a conspiracy part of it, but what I do know to be fact is they literally took both of us off on our Allstate and State Farm and all these other different companies that have left California, took us off fire and earthquake insurance. So now all our shit's burning. And let's just say, this is what the normal is. Let's just say your house and property's 15 mil. Right. You know what they're giving you and telling you what we're willing to reimburse you? Do you know what the norm is right now? And I'm using a big time Palisades. Yeah. Malibu, San Diego, Rancho Santa Fe, where it's high dollar, big money. Let's say your house is 15 mil. Allstate State Farm, since they pulled out from California, said they'll only reimburse 3 mil.
That's crazy.
Come on, dog. So, this shit is a scam. I'm just telling you, it's a fucking scam. And there's a lot of shit going down there. 800,000 on a $10 million home.
I heard the same stuff was happening like in Florida too. I think these insurance companies, they just want to insure the areas and the homes that got the absolute least amount of risk, so they can just continue to take our money and never have to help us when we really need it the most. That's in my opinion. Whenever we truly need them, they don't want to pay us.
Well, that's the crazy part. That's why. But you pay though. See, what they do is they'll fucking let you pay for 20 years, bro, and then they'll start a fire, take you off, and then start a fire up, and then guess what happens? Like, oh, now you're not covered, but I put in 20 years paying you. Right. Which how much money is it? I don't know.
A lot of money. It's a payment every single month for 20 years. Money that is. That's hella money.
Yeah.
So they're trying to put themselves in positions where they never have to pay nothing, and it's all income. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's evil. That's evil. At some point, money, you know, is bigger than money. People are losing their homes, their lives. People are dying. Like, this is real shit going on, and y'all pulling out. You know, that's insane.
Yeah. And it's really crazy about this whole BlackRock shit and all the conspiracy. But BlackRock literally bought all the Palisades land. I'm going to tell you that. You can look it up. That's just crazy to me. But anyway, let's dive into some Aaron Glenn, Smitty.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn. Let me put a rundown up, man. But yeah, big time hiring, man. Aaron Glenn was officially hired by the Jets, and you know, I know a lot of people are excited about that. Just, you know, from what I've heard about Aaron Glenn, you know, just real good leader of men, worked his way up. Obviously, former player. Jets, actually, he was a Jets first round pick, as you guys can see here. Became a personal scout for the team, and like you said, now he's becoming their head coach. Side note, what was that comment right there? JB and Smitty, I'm an insurance agent. Y'all spot on. Appreciate you for keeping it real. So back to Aaron Glenn, though, man. How do you feel about the hiring here with the Jets? Number one. Number two, should they keep Aaron Rodgers? That's the question. So how do you feel about the hiring of Aaron Glenn? Number one. Number two, should they keep Aaron Rodgers as QB1?
Listen, I like Aaron Glenn. Don't think he's a very good coach.
Really?
I've watched him personally. No, yeah. I told you, well, just a year and a half ago, you and I were talking about firing him. I mean, we have the clip. I showed film, and I'm like, look at how ungapped sound this shit is. Look how bad this shit is. Then they get some players, and the motherfucking defense is pretty good. But if you really look at it still, they won in a lot of shootout games. And if their offense isn't that good, their defense still, if you look at the numbers, really wasn't that great. And then when they got injured.
A lot of injuries, though.
And then my point is when they got injured, they got even more exposed. And I don't believe he's a very good coach. And I said it a year and a half ago, I would never hire a DB coach again to be my DC. Now, on the flip side, I also mentioned yesterday on Bailey's show, I said, listen, I love the kid. I love Aaron Glenn. I like everything he stands for, watching the Hard Knocks, his interaction with the guys, the players love him. That sometimes carries over X's and O's, and if those cats run through a wall for you, guess what? You might be able to fucking call bananas and Baker and apple juice, and the motherfuckers still go see ball, hit ball, and you're unsound as shit.
That's what I'm saying right now. I don't know about the X's and O's. I'm not in the room with them, but I think that the guys will run through a wall for. I do believe that's where I'm at with it.
But let me ask you this.
Talk to me.
What's the difference between him and Salah?
Salah needs a notebook to say his speeches. Aaron Glenn don't. It's going to come from the heart. It's going to come with passion. He's different. They're both defensive-minded coaches, right? But I'm telling you, in style of leadership, is different. From what I'm told, listen, I don't know. I'm just giving you my information. Aaron Glenn's a guy that will get after you too. Like, he's fun and all that stuff, but he's not scared to get after you. He's not scared to call bullshit. He's not scared to yell at you if you need to. He's not scared to really cut you up. Robert Saleh, I think, he's a really good coach, defensive mind, but as a head coach, Robert Saleh comes off as a guy who's a little too friendly. From what I saw, videos, Hard Knocks, clips, whatever. To me, Robert Saleh was trying to be too much of your friend, and it has to be that balance of it's okay. Like, Jimmy, you were a player's coach. I would call you a player's coach. But you go also get after the players too at the same time. Sometimes you can be too friendly. I had a D-line coach in college. I'm a not say his name. Not my first coach. Shout out to Chad Wilt. Chad Wilt will get after you. I love Coach Wilt. My second D-line coach, great human being, great guy. If I see him today, I shake his hand, give him a hug. Good person. Way too nice. Way too nice. And for the quote unquote shitbirds on the team, the knuckleheads, they can feel that and read that, and they will take advantage of that. And they will punk them and disrespect them. So my point being is it has to be that balance. And I just think that Robert Saleh didn't necessarily put out not fear, but like a respect factor. I don't think he just forced that. I think Aaron Glenn has the opportunity to do that differently with the New York Jets.
But why? See, I'm just trying to be macro level here. It's the same guy. Is my whole overall point. I don't want to mention
the macro level. We gotta get a shirt with macro on there. Macro over micro. That shit's kind of funny a little bit.
I don't want to I don't want to talk about like the players coach part or any of that. We don't know. We're both going to say, because I heard players love Sully too. So Jermaine told me.
I did hear. I did hear that. Yeah. Jermaine
didn't
play for Sully in the Niners. So I got insight on him, and then I'm with you. I think players do like Sully. What I'm saying is, I think
they absolutely do.
He's too friendly, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. They absolutely like Sully. Like they love Sully. Here's my point, though, is what I'm saying. Like, the end of the day, it's the same guy. Resume-wise. Let's just say resume-wise.
True.
But actually, Sully actually has more experience in the actual coaching world. So I'm a bit surprised by the hire as they went with another defensive guy. That to me tells me that they're going to move on from Aaron Rodgers, to your other question. Because if they're going to hire the same guy, even though Aaron Glenn's come out and said, I would like to keep Rodgers, if I'm Aaron Glenn, I would like to get rid of Rodgers, and I would like to start all over and make this my baby. If I'm going to take this job, put it on me. And that's how I would do it if I'm the new head coach, first-time head coach. So I don't know, man. I just think sometimes – and listen, he was just getting better at being a DC, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. But, Bailey, pop up the screen. I shared it. Go ahead and show something. We'll take 2 minutes, and I want to talk – Smitty and I, real quick, this is Aaron Glenn on defense as the coordinator for Detroit. Okay. Just basic base cover there, man free right here, and they got this little. This is a little weak roll. We just talked about it yesterday with Noel. All right, here's the inverted guy coming down. Here's a man free safety look. We're locked, and this is basically a man free look. This guy right here in the red arrow, he has the tight end locked up. So we're in straight man free across the board, Smitty. That is locked right there on the tight end. And it's straight man free. Under center, and this is what it is. Here's the issue I have right out the gate, and this is what tells me if you're a coach that is a DB coach versus a D coordinator who's not a DB coach. Number one, non-DB coach coordinators would tell this guy right here, right out the jump, you better fucking put hands on this motherfucker and do not allow him an easy free release. But again, that's a DB being coached by a DB coach, and watch this soft ass fucking pass him inside to nobody, by the way. No jam, no run. I'd push his ass so hard into that D lineman, Smitty. I would have shoved his ass into that fucking D lineman right there if I'm coach. If I'm the DC, you're fucking killing this guy because I got him here, Smitty. I'm killing this guy, and I got him here, Smitty. So I'm killing you inside. I'm not letting you free release. But anyway, that's number one. That's a DB's mindset. Number two, let's just look at the front, Smitty, and I want to get your take. We're on the left hash, okay? So this is the strength of the field's over here. The wide side of the field's over here. We're on the left hash, defensive right hash. So the defensive field is here, okay? I just want to be clear for Smitty, so Smitty understands. Smitty knows it. I want you guys to understand the field of the defense is to their left or right as an offense. So, first of all, I don't like this, Smitty. I'm just telling you straight out.
Are they like in a bear? Let me see. They got a 2-eye.
3.
So, on this side, you got a 5-3, but then on the other side, you have a 2-eye. It looks like a 5 and a 9 on the strong side.
They're in a 2-eye right here. Yeah. They're in a 3. They're in a 3-5 here, a 2-eye, and then they got a 4-eye.
Yeah.
And then a 9. I think this is an eagle. I think this is the Sam backer.
Got you. Yeah.
That right there is a Sam backer. He's in a mug eagle look. I would call this the eagle front. They just have this guy in a jet stance. So basically, if you want to classify it, if I was breaking down this defense out as an offense, I'm calling it bear though.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what it is, a bear front.
So I'm calling this bear. And 44, like I told you, he's not coming, but he is the edge setter. So he's not coming like I predicted because they have to have an edge on the defense in a bear. And either he comes and you lose defense, that's why he's here, right?
Yeah.
Or he has to stalemate the tight end at the line of scrimmage, and then they got to do something here to get back C-gap integrity.
Right. Otherwise, the outside gap is wide open.
Here's a problem I don't like. I don't like this, and we're just critiquing Aaron Glenn a little bit. That's so wide that I can't get hands on this guy if something happens. I'd rather have this DN right here. I want him tighter Smitty, so I can actually see and take on things. This is too long for me to engage. If this allows this tackle, Smitty, to double team the 3-tech with the guard.
And climb to that backer so easily, for sure. And I know these are NFL guys and they're freak athletes, but it makes the end's job so much harder to close down that line.
Smitty, you want this guy. If you're the DN, you want to be close enough to him so I don't let him get to the 3, right?
100%. Yep. Put hands on him. Put hands on him. Make that 3 technique job easier. And again, it makes your job easier, assuming this is let's say this was a handoff down the middle. Now you close down and you can make that play on who's that Swift, right? It just makes your job a little harder. Now, again, I don't know. Obviously, we didn't watch film that week, and we don't know exactly what they're being taught or why they're doing, this or that. Maybe he's looking at that tackle stance and he's giving off something that, hey, I know it's pass. Let me stay wide and attack this edge. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? There's always different nuances throughout the week that, helps you out with that.
This wide jet 9 stance, though, helps out the tackle for pass protection. He kicks right to you. Yeah. You're helping him out being this wide. Only thing you can do is this. Because if the tackle's taught right by the OC, he understands there's already a B-gap player in B-gap. He's not going to leave and go in here with an A-gap linebacker.
Yeah. So unless they're doing a stun, of course. But if it's just straightforward, then no. Yeah.
Just pre-snap. He knows he's in a 9. He's probably got C-D gap.
Yep.
He probably has this pre-snap. So I know I'm kicking for depth, and he's going to run right into me, which he does.
Yeah.
So, that's just a DB coach calling defense. That's just my whole take on it. It's nothing personal. Aaron Glenn's getting better. I thought he got better over the last 2 years as being a rookie DC when MCDC hired him. But I see a lot of shit that I see from my DB coach that I made coordinator. That's the best way I can say it. When I hired my D coordinator at Indy and he was a DB guy, I saw a lot of this shit like this. I saw a lot of this shit, Smitty. Why the fuck are you inside? And why the fuck are you inside? And why the fuck can I run toss crack and get the edge on this? Holy fuck. Why is this guy not 6x2 out here?
You having that outside leverage. It's way too far over here.
And why is the 9 technique out here with the fucking tight end? And why is 43 not even 43 don't even have space to align. He's walking sideways because the fucking 9 technique's so goddamn wide. He's in my spot. Let's watch this real quick. Last one. Look at this comboggled of shit. I would have this guy out here, and I'm just talking. I don't know the scheme, but I'm just telling you what alignment by assignment pre-snap to make the offense seem all right. At least they know what the fuck they're doing. This guy needs to be out here so I can take on toss crack. I can understand that I'm the fucking flat player. I'm the edge, whatever. There's a lot of toss crack possibilities right here, Smitty, that I can do. I can send him right here, crack him, wrap him. I can do all kind of shit out here on the edge. Same here.
It must be
look at
it. This has to be a twist or a game or something. Because if you look at the left side of the line, you got 93 and 54. You have a 3 technique lined up right next to a 5 or 4. Look that. Something's off. There has to be a game or something. Go ahead and play this. I'm looking at this guy's stance. It has to be a game or something's going on. Maybe 93's going to wrap around.
Smitty, they love man free. I'm going to tell you straight out. They love man free.
One more time. Let me see. I'm trying to see everybody. Yeah, let me see this. Because the end went inside. I think this was some sort of game action or something that they had going on.
And people got to understand. People in the chat can say, well, they made the play. Well, football players make plays, not the scheme. Let me be clear. This is a bad scheme on offense trying to cut off a 3 technique or a 5 technique on the back door with the backside tight end and tackle. It's not going to happen in the NFL. So this right here, you're never getting 93 cut off. You're not blocking Big Smitty like this on the backside of outside zone. He's going to beat that all day long. So, like, you got to put a hand on him right here. Tackle. You got to put a hand on him so he can come and overtake him.
Scoop block.
You can't just leave. You can't just leave. 79's got to get there. 79 is got to cut that off, and you got to help out with a hand so that tight end can come over and take him over. Fuck him, Smitty. I'll hold him with my QB on boot game.
Right.
He ain't screaming down that 4 gaps to make the play, but the 5 technique can, which he does.
100%.
So anyway, I'm giving you a perspective of both sides of football. But yeah, listen, this is why this defense gets gashed often in shootout type of games. When they play the teams like Washington and the Eagles and fucking Tampa Bay who could score points, teams they lost to this year is because their defense is in a lot of man free. And when you're in a lot of man free, Smitty, you become susceptible to a lot. So that's it, Bailey. Let's get back to the business. That's just my take on Aaron Glenn. But listen, he got a head job. I don't think there's big time difference than him and Saleh. I think Saleh has more experience. They kind of repeating, deleting. That's what they're kind of doing. And that if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I would think, Smitty, that's my calling to go. Because I don't know if Aaron Rodgers can at this stage be with a DC as a head coach.
Yeah. Well, I think it's better for both of them. I think Aaron should want to leave for himself. And to your earlier point, Aaron Glenn should want to take over a new team and be able to start fresh with his guys. You don't want to start there with a guy like Aaron Rodgers who's going to demand certain things. It's going to be messy. So I think if Aaron Glenn's best opportunity for success is to take full control of the situation, bring in, either a young guy or a vet who's just not as, doesn't have as much power as an Aaron Rodgers, right? I think he needs something like that to where he can actually be the clear-cut leader of the team and have full control. Let's see what he does. There's still a lot of talent on that team, man. A ton of talent on that Jets team, and maybe that defense will be reignited and ready to go. And who knows? Maybe they're able. Let's see what happens this offseason. It's going to be an interesting offseason. We don't know what's going to happen with Sam Darnold. Does Sam go back to the team that drafted him? I doubt it, but who knows? There's so much movement going around that, we'll see.
No, I agree. It's gonna be interesting. Smitty, let's take a commercial break. Steve Kim is on the other side. We got some talk about lots to talk about. Number one being we lost a great ambassador of college football over this last week. I know Matt was there around Coach Mack at Colorado, and I know. I've known him for a long time. One of my best friends in the world played for him. I've been around Coach Mack a lot with Darian Hagan. And I wanted to shout out D. Hagan because we talked about this and there's a video that I wanted to share real quick. And then I'll tell you about Coach Mack on the other side.
It was awesome. When I found out that he had passed, I had sent a video to him. And, he was in the late stages and he was able to recognize my voice, and he started crying. And then I remember him saying, "I love that guy." So with him being, with all the illnesses and things he had, he still was able to remember who I was. And every time he would see me, he would always point to me and say, "You saved my job." And I would point to him and I would smile and I say, "You saved my life."
We need to send that video. This is the funny part. That's why this is crazy. D. Hagan is from Compton Watts, okay? We grew up together, known him my whole life. Hood as it get, fucking unbelievable. One of my best friends in this whole world. We need to send that video to Ryan Clark. Because can you tell the difference on him talking about what coach he was talking about and anything about race being involved? No. Smitty and I talk about that shit all the time. We don't give a fuck who it was. You saved my life, you saved my life. Coach Mack's an old white dude. Nobody cares about fucking everyone that played for the dude loved him to death. We're in the locker room. Give a fuck less about what color you were. We played hard for you. D. Hagan owes his life to this man. And this man said, "I owe you you saved my career." Smitty talks about his former coach at Ball State. Last time I checked, they were white head coaches and black position coaches. I had white coaches. I had an interim black head coach. Didn't look at him any fucking different way than I did my head coach who got fired at the time. And then I've had position coaches who were black. I've had position coaches that were white. And it seems like we always make it about race. At the end of the day, motherfuckers, it's one-tongue language is how we used to say it. And I don't believe a one-tongue language sees skin color, especially in the locker room. I wish it was like that in real life. But unfortunately, it's not. But I think sports, it is for the most part, unless you just some shitbird ass fuck. Most part, it's the human, not the skin. That's just how it was. But I don't know. Shout out to Coach Mack. We lost a great ambassador. By the way, he ran another thing out there that he used to do prayer services in huge churches, which fucking he would have huge showings. And if you've never heard a guy like him speak. Go out and watch his, go on YouTube and just pull him up. He speaks powerful messages in front of huge churches and shit. This running a blank, Bailey. What's the name of his organization? Father, shit. I don't know, Smitty. It's called Father, somebody will know in the chat. Leader of, I don't know if it was Leader of Men. I thought it was Father, God's Father. So I forgot the name of it. But, great dude, man. And I'm just telling you, Mac owned LA. Because at the time, Smitty, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Colorado. Promise Keepers, go check it out. Go check out Promise Keepers. And go on YouTube. You can find him on speaking. He does motivational speaking for a long, long time. But he used to own LA, Smitty. Watts, Compton, Long Beach, he was in there heavy. But so was Nebraska and Oklahoma. Those three teams at the time were heavy LA-based recruiting. And they won natty after natty after natty, all three of them in a row.
Right.
So like full of LA cats, full of LA dudes. So it was great times. But Promise Keepers, Coach Mack, go watch it and go check it out if you want something to watch that's pretty touching. Go check him out. But great coach, and we lost another great one over the last week or so. So let's dive into a commercial, Smitty, and we'll be back on the other side with Steve Kim on a loaded show on the Realest Show. Peace.
Notre Dame, Penn State went out to the wire. Notre Dame got the win by a field goal, man. I thought it was a great game, especially that second half. But what is your overall, I guess, thoughts on how the game went and Notre Dame getting the win?
You know, I tweeted this last night, but Penn State had such an easy road to the national championship, and they fucked it up last night. And hats off to Notre Dame for getting the win. They came back. It turned into a hell of a football game. Look, dog, it was competitive. It was hard hitting. You know, the coaching was pretty good. I think James Franklin gets a lot of shit, but you don't not want him at Penn State. I mean, they're competitive every year and just won 2 playoff games. There's a lot of things that you can look at that you can not like, but I love Notre Dame's heart coming back, getting the win. Penn State played their balls off. I have nothing really negative to say about the game other than what in the fuck is Drew Eiler doing? Like, that's the one play where I'm like, what, Drew, what? Number one, why are we calling that play in the first place? Like, let's just go play overtime. And then number two, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? So, you know, that's the kind of shit that gets you beat, and it got him beat. And I don't know. I think they got to figure out the bracket. I don't think that the conference champions should have buys. I think that either figure out a way where no one has a bye, or just the put 16 in and have the top 2 get a bye. But number one, do you want to bye? And then number 2, the conference champions should not be the ones that only get buys. So let's just that needs to go away. And then I don't know. Do you think they should reseed after the first round? I don't know the answer to that question, but I know that Penn State had a really easy, air quotes, in a tournament sense, path to get to the final where they, SMU and Boise, for all that they did this year and as good as they were, you would rather play SMU and Boise than fucking have like Texas's route where they got to play Arizona State and they got to go, or Clemson, Arizona State, and now Ohio State has to play, the road that they're taking. Exactly. So, and if I'm Oregon, like if I'm looking at it outside the box here from a conference champion standpoint, Notre Dame doesn't have to play in a conference championship game. That helped them. And Penn State lost their conference championship game, and that helped them. So why, if you're a conference champion, wouldn't you want to like kind of fuck that game up so you get a lower seed but an easier road? Like I don't know. There's a lot of questions here, so we'll see what they do. I know they're going to 16 teams, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. No, I agree with you too. There were some flaws in the system. I don't know what the exact answer is, but I do think, we talked about on the show, like Oregon playing Ohio State in the first round isn't like, that's not fair in terms of like your number one team all year long, undefeated, and you have to play Ohio State. That's your reward off the bat. Where like you said, Penn State's playing SMU, and it's like there has to be some sort of better system, and hopefully they'll kind of go into that. But nevertheless, Notre Dame definitely earned it. Notre Dame has been rolling ever since they took that bad loss to NIU, and they look like a legit team, man. They look like a legit team. And on the flip side tonight, we got Ohio State, Texas. I think it's gonna be a hell of a game. I made my prediction. I have Ohio State winning it. I want to hear from you. What's your prediction on tonight's game?
All right. Let me see here. Trying to get somebody on, Bailey, right now. Let me see. Can you get in Pacific time? Don't say nothing, Smitty. Just sit there and look. That looked like a porn pussy.
You watch porn on me?
Your lips look like a porn pussy just now, homie.
I wouldn't know. I've never seen porn before. I can't breathe, homie. Like, got a little cold. I'm trying to get over it, man. I can't breathe out my nose. Fucking coughing a little bit. Took some medicine last night. Had me feeling all drowsy. But I'm up, though. I'm moving around, homie. Job got to be done.
Hey, homie, we got a special guest, Bailey.
Right now?
Sullivan Harden will be joining us in about 45 minutes. Let me give you a little context on who Sullivan Harden is. Smitty, you know who Sullivan Harden is?
Give the context. Of course we know. But I want you to tell the people in the chat who don't know, though.
So you do know?
Of course I know, but I'm saying talk to the people, though.
I don't think you do know, though. Who is he?
Know.
What?
I definitely know, but can you tell the people in the chat who Sullivan Harden is? This is a big deal. Big deal.
How's he a big deal? You don't even know who he is, homie.
He's the cat, far right. Play.
What?
Huh?
He's what?
Huh?
Anyway, Hey, Oos, Smitty has no fucking idea who he is. But listen, I just found out who he was this morning, and I'm glad he reached out. I think it'll be a great conversation, Smitty. Here's who it is. We might be the only one to get this insight. This kid's about to come on this show.
I know it is.
And he was a big-time recruit punter out of high school, goes to ECU.
Yep. Keep going. Told you.
And this fucking grown man, 32-year-old punter was 28 years old as a freshman and took his fucking job.
You lying, homie.
So we're going to have this motherfucker on the show, homie. The cat that got his job snatched, we're going to have him on the show.
Oh, this is big time. We getting a full insight, homie.
You're welcome. I set it up.
You did. Good job, bro. You're a guy who needs credit to make you feel good. It kind of goes back to your earlier. What was your quote of the day? Let me go back and read it real quick.
I want to know. I'm going to ask. Get all your questions ready to go right now, Smitty. I want you to ask every single hard question to this kid as you possibly can.
I am. If you always prove your worth to someone, you have already forgotten your value. You forget your value every single segment on the show. You always need somebody to be like, oh, gee, I created that. Oh, I did that. I don't care. I want the show to be great. I don't care if you created it, Bay created it, Max and Georgia created it, or Lucy Lou created it.
I want to ask him how he feels. Like, tell me how you feel. I want to know, are you feeling a certain type of way?
I'm asking the hard stuff. That's not hard enough. I was like, homie, why you let this dude punk you out of your job? Was he a better punter than you? Be honest. What was the conversation like? Did the coach basically tell you, hey,
of course he was. That's what woke me up. Of course he was. He was 28, Smitty. He was fucking Pat McAfee in college.
You're older than me, you automatically better, homie.
If you're older and you're on scholarship, you are better, homie, or you wouldn't be on scholarship. I played with 35-year-olds in JUCO that were fucking god-awful. He was just out there to be saying he was out there. He wasn't a player, though. This guy started. He was the punter.
Let me ask you this. Was he the best punter in the country? No.
This guy?
No.
The 30-year-old?
The 28, 32-year-old. No, he wasn't. So my point is, because you're 28 doesn't mean you should automatically be better than me because I'm 19 or 20. Be better. We're on down to all that, though, man. But listen, Steve Kim, I heard, is in the building. Weekly guest, nor of all things, a Korean coach sale, man. Boxing, NFL, baseball, trivia, whatever you can think of, man. This man can speak on it. You know, Bailey.
Your volume, your shit went out. The Crouching Tiger, Hidden Gems, our main man, co-host of Whitlock Fearless and the 3 Knockdown Rule, Mario Lopez, Steve Kim. Steve, appreciate you.
What's going on, fellas? Good morning. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on.
All right. See, if Smitty would have did it right and introduced him the right way, he would have been perfect right now. He wouldn't even have to leave that right there because he would have wasted another 12 seconds on his intro.
All right. Now I'm back. What's up, fellas? Good Thursday.
What up, Steve? Hey, Steve, real quick, I got to ask you. There's a 32-year-old that's entered the portal. He's older than Smitty by a year. He's got a 401k. He's got a house. He probably took a HELOC out. He's probably up in the dorms with his own daughters going to school. So he's a grown man. The kid, that job he got snatched by this guy, he's going to come on the show after you. He was a high school recruit punter, and this guy was 28-year-old freshman. And that kid's going to come on the show. Interested at all in that story? You think that kid's pissed off? Or do you think this is the norm or what?
I mean, I don't know. There should be a limit. Unless you're on one of those Mormon missions for BYU.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone above the age of 23, 24 should really still be in college football. But that's the new norm.
Hey, Steve, by the way, a Mormon mission kid, usually you go out of high school at 17, 18. 22 years old, you're already back in college. I don't mind 22.
Yeah.
32? Come on, man. This is taking high school job opportunities. I'm just telling you. It's just ridiculous. I don't get it.
There used to be a hard, fast rule outside the Mormon mission, or maybe if you played
Greenpeace. Yeah.
You had 5 years. You had a 5-year clock, and if you played minor league baseball like Chris Wenke and you never started your clock, that's different.
Brandon Whedon.
Yeah, but there comes a point. It's like, look, college football is to develop young men, get them through the system, get them through a program, and then you leave. Then you leave for the real world. It's not supposed to be a bunch of John Blutarskis on their 9th year. I don't recognize this.
Yeah, I don't get it. Hey, Steve, can the Chiefs Queendom be taken down this weekend by Josh Allen?
I hope so, but I don't know. I just don't know if the Bills are explosive enough on the outside. I think they have to hit some explosive plays. If they want to keep putting these 18-play drives together the way the Texans did, I kept thinking, guys, you got to take some shots here. You got to take some vertical shots because you're not going to methodically go 8 yards at a time against this good defense because eventually Spags is going to dial something up, get you behind the chains, and the drive's over. So they're going to have to hit like 3 or 4 shots of over 35, 40 yards. And then that's how you do it. But if you think you're going to methodically 3 yards in a cloud of dust them to a victory, I'm not sure they can do that.
The only thing that's to me is the 1+ run game that you can do all you want to take away the outside. And Amari Cooper is a shell of himself, seems to be a little bit older, injured, whatever. And then you got the rookie, Keon Coleman. But other than that, Cook is your vital weapon in the backfield with Josh Allen. And you got maybe a Dalton Knox or maybe a Kincaid.
You got 2 good tight ends, but you got to hit shots.
And that's the only guy that got to do that is Shakur, right?
There are times I watch games, and I want to ask the Coach, I have a question. Yeah, sure. Were you trying to win the game or just cover the spread or hit the under? In the immortal words of Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. There are coaches, I'm thinking to myself, hey, buddy, it's really nice. I get it, you're an underdog. You get no credit. I've never voted for a coach in the Hall of Fame. And I said, man, you know why? Even though he had a losing record, his record against the spread was really good. You got to take chances.
Hey, to your point, though, I think the methodical part plays a role in this because of the 1+ run game. Will be methodical, but it'll be a daunting task to stop Cook and Josh Allen in the 1+ run game. I think he goes off in a drier surface than he was in Buffalo. That's why I just think I have a feeling he's gonna be hard to stop, man. You can do what you want on the perimeter. To Weddle's point on Monday, Weddle was like they don't have enough on the edge. To Steve's point, Weddle agrees with Steve. They don't have enough, and I go, I don't know if you need enough on the edge. He's gotten this far without Diggs. Addition by subtraction, Gabe Davis left. You lost all your weapons, and look where they are. I think he's probably MVP, and now you're going to have a team, I think, finally get over the hump. I hope. We'll see, but I got the Chiefs Queendom shirt on. Hopefully I'll wear it on Whitlock's show soon as well. Steve, real quick, before Smitty starts diving in here, I got to ask you, how high are you on figureheads becoming head coaches without any prior experience? We're seeing Deion Sanders do it and have some success now. He got it, but he coached though. I want to be clear. Deion coached high school. He coached his kids and he's coached youth. Michael Vick just took a job. That's one guy. We got now in the mix of this thing is Reggie Bush now throwing his name in the hat and saying, I want to be the next head coach for USC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Coach, I want to talk to you about that. I happened to be driving to my office in Montebello, and I had it on 570 AM, which is the local LA station. It's the rival to ESPN LA. And I happened to hear a radio drop, a promo for one of their shows, Petros Papadakis, who does the afternoon drive show, longtime LA staple. I'm sure everyone out here knows who he is. I don't know when he said this, but Petros, who went to USC, very vocal guy, has had a great career. It basically said, I heard about Reggie Bush wanting to become the head coach at USC. I just want to say one thing. Nobody has burned more bridges at USC, the Heisman Foundation. Nobody has done this. I was like, wow. Like, there was no Trojan brotherhood there. He basically said that Reggie Bush is fantasizing about something that'll never be considered.
I know.
Have you heard about Reggie Bush's behavior? Like, how did he piss off SC besides getting him on probation?
I just heard that when they took this trophy, and I'm not even mad at him because I actually talked to Reggie one time in person in Liner, and I was like, I ain't mad. He's like, man, fuck it. I was back to the wall. These guys were talking shit about me, shit that I didn't even do, and he was like in defense mode. So he burned a lot of bridges with everybody there. They turned the eye on him when they took the trophy and all that shit, and he was like, shit I did for you. Yeah.
Didn't Reggie Bush and his family take money from the Ornstein organization? All they had to do is pay it back. See, if that's the truth, I don't have any respect for Reggie.
Yeah.
You pay me X amount of dollars and I enter an agreement. I don't care if there's a contract or not. We shake hands That should be more than any contract. So I want to know one thing, Reggie. Did your family knowingly take the money, and was there an understanding, and did you renege? If you did, Reggie, you did this. Now, if that's not the truth, I will rescind all my comments. But if I give you $5, Coach, and you say, I'm going to do this, I don't care if it's $5 or not. You don't do it. You're a scumbag.
I think that was the norm. I think that was the norm, though, because we could ask that about Alabama, Texas. I mean, everybody was taking money. That's what
No. It's not about taking the money, Coach. If we make a deal and I give you $5 and I'm going to do A, B, and C, I'm going to say, okay, A is checked off. B. He did none of it. It's not about. I'm not even mad about Reggie taking the money. But if you had an agreement and you reneged and then you didn't even pay the money back.
I don't know the in-depth. I don't know the in-depth on that, but I do know he interviewed at Sacramento State. I know he interviewed for the head job, which was alarming to me. I was like, well, shit, Reggie ain't coached nothing. And the reason I brought him up is because another great, unbelievable running back, Marshall Faulk, who I know personally as well, is in the running for the running back job at Colorado. And I brought this up yesterday when Smitty got off the Shaws. I was asking, I'm like, I believe now we defend the figureheads in the game. I think we now think that this guy was a face. He was a brand. He can now just come into the room and coach. Warren Sapp at least had a position coach ahead of him at Colorado last year as an analyst. He got to see how to create a script. Smitty knows if you're running a room, I got to have a plan and create a script within the practice plan. I got to have my own schedule. Is it 7-minute periods? Is it 5-minute period? Warren Sapp probably didn't know what to do there, so he got luxury of having a position coach teach him.
Analyst.
That's what I'm saying. Marshall Faulk and Reggie Bush, Steve, are going to walk into a situation if they get a head job like Michael Vick is doing now and these other guys. Ed Reed did it. They're having to learn how to practice plan and create a script and all this shit. No help around them. I just don't know. Is this the new norm? The face, the figurehead.
If you're a big enough name in football and you have a resume and you say, hey, look at my bubblegum card. I put in a little work. I'll say one thing about Marshall Faulk, Duck. Anyone that's ever been in camp with them or played with them, he's one of the most intelligent football players anyone has ever been. He has a quarterback's level knowledge of the game. He literally knows what every other 21 players on that field is doing. And so but keep this in mind though, when it comes to running a football, that's God gifted.
No doubt.
He'll teach you protection. But I remember Don Solinger, the great running back coach at Miami during that glory days. I know Quatrine Hill told me, Steve, he taught me a lot about football, but when it came to running a football, he basically his advice was, hey bro, run straight, get your 4 yards, don't fumble. That's it. That's my advice to you. But everything else, pass pro, all that other stuff, I could kind of help you. But running a football is about natural instinct.
Yep. Either you got it or you don't.
Yeah.
Can't coach that up.
Hey, let me ask you guys both this, though, on that topic. Here's the issue I have with the figurehead that's never coached. What's up with the babies, the kids, the scholarship players, the kids that want and demand coaching, the kids that need the coaching? You wonder why cats are leaving at an all-time high? Well, guess what? They look at this thing and say, hey, we got guys that never coached it down, and I want to be developed as a freshman. And now I'm looking at that as the parent, the father, or the high school coach that sent that kid to, let's say, at Colorado, and now gets coached by a Hall of Famer. But Marshall don't know how to get that dude developed yet. He's got to learn it himself.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, you can be a great player, Steve, but coaching not the same.
Okay, but aren't the kids just going for the NIL now?
But I'm talking about the reason why we're struggling in this whole college football, because we're just plucking portal kids and getting the best kids. I don't need to teach no more. So I'll go get a figurehead like Marshall Faulk to just be in the room and take the best player out of the portal. I don't get the high school kid no more and develop that kid. That's the problem I see that's happening in high school.
Well, we're going to see if they can be able to coach or not. But do I believe if you've had a Hall of Fame career that you should be jumped a little bit ahead of the line and shouldn't have to go through the process of being a GA and fetching coffee at donuts at 6 a.m.? I actually do, but that doesn't mean they go all the way to the head. Like you're talking about a position coach.
Yeah, Marshall Faulk can coach running backs, I think. Right. Like, he played the position his entire life. He can coach running backs specifically.
Right.
I feel good about myself going to maybe a high school or whatever, even a small JUCO, and coaching just D-line specifically. Like I could be a head coach. That's more to it. But the position itself, like that's what you did. Your whole
right. No one's making you a coordinator at Ohio State, Smitty. You have to kind of like start somewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like, look, not everyone is Ozzie Newsome. The great story about Ozzie Newsome is when he retired, and Bill Belichick and Art Modell said, "Hey, do you want to stay on in the organization?" And I give Ozzie a lot of credit. This is a Hall of Fame, all-time great. He basically had to start at the bottom, and he wanted to. And I remember the story is that he did a scouting report, and he charted some plays, and Belichick, who's been doing this since his dad kind of created this whole system, said, "Ozzie, I kind of like what you did here, but we don't do it this way. This is our system, our template. This is how we grade film. This is how we grade players." And Ozzie said, "I used that for the rest of my career, but I perfected it." But he started out as an area scout, folding chairs, doing everything an intern would do, and he became maybe the greatest GM in football history, or one of them, right? But not everyone's willing to do that, though, Coach. I mean, if you're Marshall Faulk, I don't expect you to fetch my coffee. It ain't gonna happen.
I'm gonna get Darren Hagan on the show tomorrow, and he just had a video about Coach Mack passing away, and that was one of those two were as tight as it got. He's gonna come on tomorrow, and I'm gonna ask him this question because he will laugh if you think just a face can walk into a running back room and coach him up. I'm just telling you, we've had this conversation. It's not as easy as you think. Running back is very particular. I got to fucking scan protection. I got to know the front. I need to know every single technique. I need to know. Marcel Falk can be smart as shit, but what running back knows that? What running back will he put in that position?
You know what I'm saying? All right, TJ Moe, actually in camp with the St. Louis Rams during the last days of Marshall Faulk. He said, "Steve, I had a 10-minute conversation with him on the field before one of our games." He goes, "The stuff he knew about football blew me away." I mean, TJ's a tough guy to please intellectually. He said, "Steve, I was in awe." So,
I'm not. Deion Sanders knows football. Like I don't believe that's the issue at all. There's little nuances though that you have to just have hands-on experience with, and that's just at the end of the day he won't get that. See, Sapp got it because he had a position coach and he got to see a lot of shit. That's why I think there's a difference. Sapp knows football too, and he can go in there and coach it all, but he has to know the structure.
I know a year or two ago, Warren was in the camp with the Washington Commanders, I think. And helping out. But by the way, speaking of Bill McCartney, one of the best 30 for 30s that they've done in the last, I'd say 6-7 years was the Gospel According to Mac. And it talked about his building of the program in the mid 80s, his faith, his journey, the impact he made on lives, and eventually the co-national championship in 1990, and how he was at the top of his game and he just walked away. To really become a man of faith. I thought it was one of the best 30 for 30s in recent years. Everyone should check that out.
I gotta watch it. He had the deal. Fuck, I forgot the name again. What was the name of Smitty? His foundation?
Promise Keepers, right?
Promise Keepers, yeah. Promise Keepers.
I mean, he had all sorts of guys. Eric Bieniemy, Bishop Amont, George Hemingway from Colton, Deion Figures, I think, was from Compton. J.J. Flanagan was from out here. So
Colton High School, the QB, the Polynesian that died.
Yes, Sal Onise.
Sal, yeah.
So their whole team was this whole notion that, oh my God, Deion Sanders brought all these black guys to Colorado. I've seen them for 40 years. This is nothing.
Yeah, Mac. By the way, Mac recruited Compton and Watts like no other. So did Osborne at Nebraska, and so did Oklahoma at the time. Those three won natty, full of Compton and Watts cats. So it was a great time. I loved it.
Even a guy like Alfred Williams, he was from Houston. He was another guy that probably could have. Nowadays, I don't know if he'd even go to a Big 12 school, but I mean, he did an unbelievable job. I love the fact that this is what I loved about Mac. At the Colorado Buffaloes football offices or whatever building they had, he said nothing red, not even a red pen. He goes, "We hate Nebraska. We're going to set this tone. This is our identity. And red. I don't want a red shirt. I don't want a red bandana. I don't want a red pen. Nothing."
We did that in high school. No purple. Our rival was black and purple.
And my bad. Sal's a San Diego kid, Steve. My bad.
Right. They went to Oceanside a lot. They went to Oceanside, San Diego.
So Oceanside, yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Speaking of coaching, though, and leading program, me and JB, we talked about this earlier, but Aaron Glenn, new head coach of the New York Jets. What's your initial take and thoughts on that hiring?
I like the fact he's willing to say, hey, I want Rodgers. I do. And people can rip Aaron Rodgers all they want, but the reality is this. Is he a faded version of himself? Yeah. But he's still better than at least half the starting quarterbacks. So Aaron Glenn's going to say, you know what, hold on. I don't feel like going 3-14 my first year. If I could grind out a 9-8 and set a good foundation, I actually like the approach that he's taking because there's no one out there for the Jets, in my view, unless you move up in the draft and you say, hey, we want Cam or Shador. But if you have the option and Aaron Rodgers wants to play another year or two, I don't think it's the worst thing ever.
It's interesting. It's kind of different from JB and I. We kind of agree thinking that, hey, Aaron Rodgers is a lot to deal with. We all know that. And you being a first-year head coach, it might be tough to kind of navigate, not only trying to understand and learn how to be a head coach, but also trying to deal with any starting quarterback has a little diva to him. So when I say that, I don't even mean that as a shot. It's just he's a future Hall of Famer. There's a lot that comes with Aaron Rodgers. Don't you think it might be a little easier for him to have, a young guy or just a guy, even a guy, let's say the Vikings don't re-sign Sam Darnold for whatever reason. Sam going back to the team that drives him. Just use that as an example.
That'd be interesting. I wonder how he'd be received.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, the prodigal son, going back to Gotham City.
My thing is, Steve, as a head coach, I would like full autonomy and start over fresh. So I don't have something weighing over me. My thing is, it's hard to replace an Aaron Rodgers, but at the same time, I'm like, if I want to do this my way, fresh, and not be judged 2 years from now on my first year that Aaron Rodgers maybe either made or broke me, I'd rather start over. That's all I'm saying. But who's out there, to your point?
But, Coach, they still have some major league talent. I know some of it's overrated, but you have Sauce, you have Quinnen Williams, you have Breece Hall, you have Garrett Wilson, who may not be a true number one.
Jermaine will be back, my kid.
Right, Jermaine Johnson, and they have another young pass rusher that flashed. You have some parts. I don't think this team was quite as bad as the record indicated. But again, maybe Aaron Glenn's going to say, you know what, sell off all of those guys. I'm willing to go 2-15 this year. Load me up with a bunch of draft choices, and let's play the long game because I get the sense he's not going to be a guy that gets fired after year one. He seems to be a conquering hero coming back. And the family that owns Woody Johnson, they're probably going to give him a full 4 or 5 years. So time is on his side.
I just don't want to see a repeat of AP. See, that's the problem I have because this guy at least has and the reason I agree with you, I don't think there will be a repeat of AP. AP kind of really has been a position guy, a recruiter in college, never really coached in the league, played in the league, of course. But at the end of the day, just throwing in as a head coach right out the gate as your first job in the NFL, to me, was set up for failure like crazy. And Aaron Glenn at least stayed around, got to see how MCDC ran a program, created a culture, organization, how he managed OCs and DCs and special team coordinators. Aaron Glenn at least has that up on an AP. So I don't see him as a one and done, which is a good thing for a program.
If Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback next year, that GM better realize we better get some help up front, offensive line.
And they haven't even hired a GM, have they?
Well, yeah. Look, Aaron Glenn's going to really appreciate a guy by the name of Brad Holmes. That guy's Tony Gwynn. His batting average and draft choices is insane. Him and Dan Campbell are an unbelievable duo. And him and Ben Johnson are both going to realize, man, we never knew we had it that good with Brad Holmes.
Yep. Grass ain't always greener on the other side, man. Well, another hiring that was going on as well. The Raiders hired the Bucs assistant GM, John Spatek, as their GM. Obviously, we know the Tom Brady connection there with the Bucs. But I want to ask you guys, man, what do you think the Raiders will end up doing for head coach? I mean, at this point, who
wants the job?
I know that's the question. That's the better question, I guess. Who wants the job?
Let me throw some names at you, Steve, and just tell me yay or nay. If I said that Doug Peterson's the new head coach, like it or not?
That's a kind of a retread thing, isn't it?
All right. McCarthy.
Solid guy. I kind of like McCarthy. He's won a lot of games. Has a Super Bowl. It wouldn't be the worst thing, but again, you got to find a quarterback, and you got to that whole organization. I mean, Al Davis has to be rolling over in his grave what has happened to him.
Pete Carroll.
Bring you energy and enthusiasm. There's a good track record.
You're in Vegas. It's LA. It's LA East. It's kind of like the vibe. Pete Carroll loves that energy. I don't know.
I don't hate it.
When they go.
It's not like you have a line of 100 people at the DMV on a Monday trying to take this job. So.
You've mentioned this name before, and either facetiously or messing around, obviously. But is there any shot at all that Gruden goes back?
I don't think so, but I'd actually consider it.
I would too. I would too. Any other guys out there that you think that could fit Vegas?
Rex Ryan.
I think he's.
How about Nick Saban? Isn't he kind of talking like he has a little bit left in the tank?
Like NFL only, he said too.
Right. Yeah. What about Nick Saban? Just spitballing.
Hey, he tried it. He got ran out of the NFL, and I would think that's probably a sour taste in his mouth. He probably would maybe go out as a winner in the NFL. They said he couldn't do it, and blah blah blah.
You know, Coach, it's funny that I saw that interview. I don't know when that was with Channing Crowder. I think it was on the Pivot, right? So he talked about, I enjoyed the NFL actually, and this and that. I remember reading this story, and I think other players have talked about it. The defining moment with him and the Dolphins, outside of Drew Brees getting a bad diagnosis and changing the lives of a lot of people, is that there was a meeting, and I think Junior Seau had walked in a little late or not early enough, and Saban tried to bark at him, and Seau just said, "Well, I'm here now. Start the meeting. What are you going to do?" I was like, okay, time to go back to the NCAA.
Yeah, that's what he found out. That's what he was like. I can't control the controllables here. That's the problem.
I mean, there are some things that you have to do. I mean, Bill Belichick tells a story. There was a young defensive coordinator, and Lawrence Taylor walked in late. Uh-oh. And so then Belichick goes, okay. So he goes over to Parcells and says, Bill, Lawrence, rare for Cincinnati, but Lawrence walked in late. And Bill goes, "What? He walked in late?" He goes, "Yeah, I had to start the meeting." He goes, "Bill, that's mistake number one. Do not start the meeting till Lawrence is there." There, we handled it and walked away. There's different sets of rules for LT here, okay? Don't be stupid.
Here's a true story though, because I was in the meeting. Dick Vermeil, we had a backup long snapper and was asleep in a meeting. Fucking Vermeil hit the table and they cut the dude on the spot.
On the spot.
Fucking Trent Green was asleep in the same meeting. Vermeil said, "Get that motherfucker a pillow."
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson did that to John Roper.
True story, bro.
Jimmy did that to John Roper, and what was really cold and callous is that John Roper had just had a child, him and his wife. Yeah. So he couldn't get any sleep, probably, getting woken up every night. And John's like, "Hey, I'm tired." He goes, "Well, I'll tell you, John, you get as much rest as you want. Now you can get out of here. You cut." And so then the media asked him, "Well, what if that was Michael Irvin?" He goes, "Well, if that was Michael Irvin, I would have said, now, Michael, you better get yourself some coffee now. This is kind of important." They said, "Well, why?" He goes, "Easy. Michael's won me national titles. He's one of my best players." He goes, "It's one of the truest things I've ever heard. It's a lesson in life. It's the greatness of Jimmy Johnson. I treat everybody fairly, which means differently." And I tell people all the time, I play favorites. I do. I tell people all the time, I don't look at any of you as equal. So for some people, I will do a favor. For other people, don't even think about asking. Why?
They always ask that. I'm favorite to win it. I'm favored to win it. I haven't played motherfuckers that win me games. Yeah, I play favorites like a motherfucker.
He was showing me favorites. Steve got me great, amazing front row seats. At the boxing match, he showed me a favor.
That I could tell to people is, do not treat people equally, because that is not fair. It's not, and you would do certain things for certain people, and there's other people that shouldn't even ask you. I mean, this is something that I think people have to admit more. Every time you walk into a room and you scan the room, you kind of know who you like, who you don't like, who's done things for you, who's been a negative, who's been a minus. Treat them accordingly. Your life is going to be much happier. I'm just telling you that. Everyone thinks it's so virtuous. Oh, I'd do anything for anybody. Not me. I do very few things for very few people. You earned that with me. That's the truth. Once you do that, you understand, wow. No, most of you are miserable out there. Listen to the Uncle Kimster, because you try to please everybody. When you try to please everybody, you please almost goddamn nobody. That's all I got to say.
Steve going in right now, JB. Steve is going in right now. Real quick, we mentioned Nick Saban, so I kind of want to stay on this topic real quick. Nick Saban actually calling for an NIL competitive balance in college football, saying, quote, the people out there need to know this model is unsustainable. One school can't spend $30 million for players while another school is spending $3 million for players. I want to hear you guys' thoughts, JB. I'm going to start with you first, JB. Coach JB, do you agree with this with Nick Saban, or what's your thoughts?
I do agree, but at the same time, like this, it's funny. Listen,
you're real.
It's like this happened before. We all know the SEC was paying dudes, dog. Like I don't like the fact you come out afterwards. Is all I'm saying. Like you did it. We all know the SEC paid everybody. I know for a fact it is what it is. That's one thing I don't know if the word is respect or appreciate, but they were doing it for 20 years at LSU and Alabama under Nick Saban, just like USC and Pete Carroll. Like, let's be honest. Like, this is what it was. I love that way. I used to love how it was that way. Eric Dickerson and the Pony Express. I used to love the Trans Ams and shit that popped up in campus nobody knew about. I like that shit. Nowadays, everybody knows. Now it's like, now we're side-eyeing each other and shit. Before it was, I want to be like that guy. I want that car. So I worked harder. Now everybody's got the car and nobody wants to work. So I just think there's a huge difference, but I just think it's the pot being called black here. That's just kind of what I look at it as.
Wolf.
I kind of think that Nick doesn't like the fact that it's more of a level, equal playing field. I mean, to Coach's point, the other thing was that the NCAA president was a big SEC guy, Emmert.
Sankey and Emmert, yeah.
So I actually think this system is more fair. I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I mean, look, do certain teams have more of an NIL budget from the collectives and others? Yeah. But maybe that's no different than a lot of other pro sports. All I'm saying is this. If you actually just put in guardrails that we have talked about with the transfer portal, and I would say the NIL, I was talking to a booster about this at Miami who's really involved in this. And he doesn't disagree, but the system is what it is. How can a high school player that has never played one snap at a school actually have an NIL? Nobody really knows who they are. Now, if you have a great freshman year and you just explode on the scene, right, halfway through that freshman year, you should be able to pick up NIL then at that point. But if you're a guy that you're getting a package right off the bat for signing your name on the dotted line, that's just pay for play. Which that's the system. It is what it is. So I don't know what you can do with it. I don't think there's any putting the toothpaste back into the tube.
Yeah, I agree with you both on that 100%. And that's probably why, like you said, Nick Saban left, because it's like, part of it just because it's just, not being able to fully control your locker room and players the exact same way, and having to re-recruit your own players year in and year out. I'm sure that played a role, but to Steve's point, I'm starting to think now, it's like, are you upset that it's more balanced now? For so long, it's the same. Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Florida, like the same teams are getting the top of the line players, and we've been knowing for years what was going on underneath the table. So, like, to your point, JB, it's the same thing is happening now, except it's public now. It's like we know that this player getting 10 mil or whatever it may be.
2 years in a row, the national champion has come from the Big Ten, not the SEC.
Hello.
Keep that in mind.
Hello.
Yeah.
You said it.
Last year was the real one. This year was a team that shouldn't even been in it. But yeah, I get it.
Ohio State beat the number one team in the country, in the nation, in route. So that is the real one, Jason.
I know. You know what's crazy too?
What?
They lost two games, and it actually helped them versus a team that went undefeated and then actually hurt them. That's, again, make that make sense. But anyway.
But if Ohio State's not that good, like you claim they were, and they lost those 2 games, right, you would think Oregon would have just destroyed them. It should have been easy work.
Well, they already play each other. They beat them when they you don't get how football. It's okay. Micro thinker. Yeah. Let's dive into Smitty, Bailey. Smitty, you got it.
You got it, JB. You got it. Whatever's next. I'm trying to see what's next on the rundown.
Hey, Steve, you said, so we're going to go out and chill with our main man, Marcellus, today on the water. It's supposed to be 80 degrees in Long Beach. We're going to go chill with him. It's going to be some great stories on that. You and Whitlock's been covering this whole thing all week long. Did you hear Marcellus's diss track?
Oh, we got to play that.
You know what? As the kids say, he's got bars with a Z. I mean, man.
Hey, Smitty guy was like, kind of low key, was kind of almost like real fire.
Here, let's go. Ryan Clark. What's this I see? You dissing me for years. Now you want to talk to me? Private text, but your public game is weak. Calling me a sellout. Now I want to hear you speak.
Marcel has a rapper's voice.
Wow.
Some people voice on the
He
beat.
does.
Voice sounds like it's supposed to be on the beat.
He does have it.
He's like the Rakim of defensive ends. He's got rhymes galore.
Rob, hey, it's going to be interesting. Hey, Lane Kiffin takes a shot at the Quinshawn Judkins kid because apparently he was a kid that left Ole Miss. Where you at with this?
Well, I've heard some things about Quinshawn. This was all about the money. But Lane has to understand, you're in the money game now, though, Lane. Kids, you've gone to the transfer portal to get Walter Nolan, outstanding player. He'll be a 10-year vet in the National Football League. Princey Umalalian out of Florida. Look, I have long gone past the point of being upset. Miami lost a receiver, Isaiah Horton, who was really productive, a guy that they developed since day one. He wanted more money. Now he's at Alabama, and that throws our wide receiver rotation into a loop. And guess what? Miami's now going to have to get another wide receiver from the portal. This is now the game. And until we have multi-year contracts that are binding where players are guaranteed their money, but they also have to fulfill their commitment, this is now the wild, wild west.
Is this, do you see like, and I love, Lane and I are close. Me and him get along fine, but if Lane was on the show right here, I would ask him this question, like, are you struggling with the balance of power when it comes to 5-star egos? And the only reason I say that is because Lane gave me a book called Ego, and then wrote a little funny thing inside of it, but I want to give that book back to him. Because now, this is in the era of NIL, dog. You got to manage these motherfuckers or do something else.
Well, Coach, here's the thing. I saw a lot of 5-star players that were like top 50 last year. Really, there's 32 5-star players. That's the way they do it, right? But there's like top 50 players. I saw guys literally transfer after 1 year, and I'm like, so you literally just went for that money and tried to put no roots down, and you decide to bolt. That's all. The money matters. There's no doubt about it. But I'm just saying, you just kind of wasted a year of your life and eligibility. I don't know.
It's funny. I see Lindell Wright. This is the thing. Like Lindell White made that comment. Like Reggie and I shared the rock, and one got the Heisman, the other one got a high draft pick in the NFL. We both had multiple yards and touchdowns receiving and rushing. And then Nebraska back in the day with Lawrence Phillips and goddamn the other back. Armand Green. Come on, man. We've seen this very word. We've seen it before in college. It's not like this is a new thing.
Well, I mean, look, in college football, if you're a running back, you actually don't want to be just the number one guy. You want to be part of a rotation because it all started with the Ricky Williams, Edgerrin James draft. When Bill Polian, I think at number 3, everyone thought Ricky Williams was the back. And when they chose Edgerrin out of Miami, people said, why? He said one of the reasons is that guy's got a lot less carries on his body. Now, Ricky still had a long career, though. Ricky was still an excellent pro, had over 10,000 yards. And if he didn't retire that 1 year, he might have an argument for the Hall of Fame. I don't think he does because people are going to hold stuff against him. But Bill Polian started this trend where, no, we don't want a car with 80,000 miles coming off the lot. One of the last time I spoke to Don Solon, or the UM coach, he used to rotate 3 backs a game when he had Frank Gore, Portis, James Jackson, all of those, Edgerrin James, Najee Davenport. And he tells me, he goes, Steve, everyone's making a big deal about rotating running backs and using 2 or 3 now. He goes, I've been doing that for 40 years since Southridge High. What's the big deal? That's what you should have been doing. So
I talk to Maurice Claret all the time, just me and him talk to each other. I don't get him on the show, but he was like, our backfield used to be fucking loaded at Ohio State when I was there. Like, we had guys that we had every day of practice was somebody else could start this week. Like, that's how it used to be. It used to be that way. Like,
Alabama had multiple guys. We have teammates all the time. They would have,
if you look at Ashton Genty, people are going to question, like, how beat up is he?
Right.
And what's also happening now is even if you're a really good back under your rookie contract, it's hard to get that big second contract, which is really unfortunate. That's why most running backs are 3 and done, even if they probably need another year, because you got to start that NFL clock. You really do. It is so key to get to your 4th year as healthy and as fresh as possible at that position.
Nah, I agree. I just, it's going to be interesting, man. Let's get a look before you get out of here this week. This Final Four on Sunday at the Palooza that you'll be at. We'll break it down. But obviously the Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are -2.5 on the line. You see this being a pick-me game, field goal game, or you see one team dominating, or do you see this just another one of the games that they played just 3 years ago on a blended kickoff that won the game for the Chiefs when the Bills had it locked up? I could see that being another one of those.
Well, Eagles, Redskins, I think at home can, Jaden Daniels continue the magic. I don't know. I still think it's the Eagles in the NFC at home. Although they did split a game, though. It's not like Washington got blown out twice by them. I think all of America outside the state of Missouri wants Buffalo.
Now it's down to one, Steve.
So, I don't know. I like Buffalo. I like Josh Allen. But I got to admit, the Chiefs, one thing the Chiefs do, they don't dominate, but they never lose a game.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick has always said, before you win a game, you can't lose it. They never lose it.
But to the Bills, I feel like the Bills kind of playing the same way, at least right now, where like Josh Allen is like going against himself, like his natural urges of just wanting to go out there and make that spectacular play. I'm sure what you guys saw last week, he was wrapped up in the red zone and he thought about throwing the ball back, but he told himself, you know what, I'm going to just take this sack or take this tackle and live on to find another day. And I think that's why the Bills have been playing and winning so much, because Josh is playing a safer brand of ball.
He is, but Smitty, keep this in mind. I know Buffalo beat him, but that was in Rich Stadium. Yeah. This is now in Arrowhead. It's a little bit different. It just seems to be a little bit more difficult there.
3 of these quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Mahomes, for the most part, I would say he's the last of the 3, though, and Josh Allen usually win games because of them. The Eagles are winning games in spite of their quarterback. Do you believe that Jalen Hurts is going to have to do more than he's done in the last 3 or 4 weeks, especially the 2 playoff games, to get over this offensive juggernaut in Washington?
Yeah. Look, Hurts got banged up a little bit, and then his effectiveness just died. He has not played at that level he did 2 years ago when they went to the Super Bowl. But one thing about a healthy Jalen Hurts, though, opens up the run game at the mesh point, though. Backside defenders can't
beat the Rams. His feet beat the Rams, not his arm.
Right. So, and then Saquon Barkley, but he has to be better. There's no doubt about it. Large parts of that game, I kept thinking, are the Rams actually going to win this game? There's like 5 plays in that game where the Rams, if it goes the other way, they win that game.
Steve, I would tell you, if Jalen Hurts if they tackle his ass, the Rams will still win, even with Saquon's fucking 200 yards. Jalen Hurts is the reason they won that game, because of that fucking run, and they missed him on 7 tackles, and I'm like, holy shit. And I also think that plays into defensive minds a lot now, Steve. Can we hit this motherfucker? Are we going to get a penalty? Are we going to get fined? Or can we hit the quarterback? I think that's a huge thing. I think Weddle believes it too. Like, I think guys are scared to hit these guys nowadays in the run game.
I watched something on Vice that I had DVR'd, something about Bill Belichick, the art of Bill Belichick, the dark side of Bill Belichick. And they showed the play where Drew Bledsoe was going out of bounds and Mo Lewis became the greatest Patriot of all time by knocking him out. Nowadays, a hit like that would not be – I don't think it'd be not only just not allowed, even though Drew was in bounds. I think most defenders now naturally pull up. Now, when that quarterback goes towards the sideline, there's probably like a 2-yard buffer where they're kind of like, I'm not going to even touch the guy.
For the most part, yeah. But you guys remember, was it last week or 2 weeks ago when Jaden Daniels got killed on the sideline.
Yeah,
He popped
good.
back up.
Good.
I loved it.
I love Jaden. Jaden's only weakness, he still takes unnecessary hits on that frame of his.
He did pop back up. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but Hurts, you kind of expected. He is well built.
He's strong.
You look at Jaden Daniels, he's very slight. Hurts has been lifting weights since age 5 with his dad. I mean, he's a well-built quarterback.
But I would argue that the dude's he's struggling right now health-wise because of all the hits he takes. I mean, I don't know. Steve, I'll see you on the boat with Marcellus later on.
In a few hours.
All right.
Later.
Steve. Yeah.
We got a special guest right up here.
Fuck, bro.
You sick?
Yeah, bro. Sucks, bro. Fuck.
I don't like excuses.
I ain't making no excuse. I'm just talking to my homie, bro. I'm gonna tell my homie that I'm sick.
You should be like, you should fake it though until you make it.
All right,
Nobody in here should know you're sick. Nobody in here should know you're sick.
I thought this was the real show on Planet ERF. I'm sorry. So now we're the fake show. Now we lie and we act and we don't keep it real with our fans who are members, our paying members who pay to come support us. We don't tell them when we're sick and we're going through stuff and things are going on. I thought it was the realest show, not the fakest show.
I know how to fix it.
How?
Come on the yacht today.
I'll be more sick. That's probably why I'm actually sick.
You got to reverse osmosis it. So you got to come out again, and then it'll go away.
It's called what?
Reverse osmosis. Do you know that you eat, like you always say you eat this avocado toast and this good shit and all that shit, but you always sick, homie. You wonder, have you ever questioned the government?
No, you know why I'm sick right now? I've been eating very poorly the last 2 weeks, just birthday week. So like I got all types of cupcake shit in here. I'll start back fresh probably next week. So I'll get back to it. I haven't had an avocado toast and a smoothie in like a couple weeks. That's probably why I feel bad about my shit is off. I need some ginger shots. I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna get back to my little routine. What's up, Rube? The Rubester. Where we going, Rube?
Ruben coming on the yacht today.
Rube love the boat. You gonna be on there asleep the whole time.
Ruben now he's off today, so he didn't have to go into work. He gonna jump in the water today and swim with the dolphins, homie.
Oh, for real? Have fun.
Yeah.
Homie. Have fun, homie.
Will you?
No, I never will. No matter what happens, I would never jump in the ocean water. Never. No matter if you offer me money. No matter if a brand say, "Hey, if Big Smitty jumped in the ocean, we're gonna give the Coach JB show Big Smitty a $3 million deal." You gonna miss out on that money, homie. I'm not doing it.
I'll push you in, homie.
You gonna have to.
I will push you in to get the $3 million, homie.
You will have to do it. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna jump.
I'll jump in with you, homie, and just guide you.
You can't swim,
$3
homie.
million, homie. I'll kill you if you didn't do it.
If I jump in, I might die anyway. So it's a lose-lose.
But I'm for surely gonna do it if you don't.
I got a better chance with you though than I do jumping in that ocean.
You got a much better chance in the ocean, homie, to swim from me to like you in the water ain't shit, homie. Trust me, there ain't nothing out there. And then when there's dolphins in the water, homie, that means there ain't sharks. Dolphins ain't gonna attack you, homie. Dolphins don't swim around sharks.
Dolphins will R-word you though. That's a fact, homie.
The what you?
I can't say it. They will R-word you in the water. Like that's what they do. Look it up. Look it up, homie. Look it up. Dolphins are cold-blooded. Sharks only gonna focus if they're hungry.
That was the video that took us down on YouTube for that week after Herb Street.
Don't cut.
They went back. They went back 3 years and tried to claim. Remember that whole thing?
I remember all that.
But it was that dolphin that was on that thing.
Yeah, I remember all that, homie. And we almost lost our whole YouTube channel.
We've been at a few times. We've had it a few times. Hey, Smitty, we got a special guest. Let's bring him in, or we need to take commercial. What do you need to do?
I'm gonna move my car real quick, but hey, we can just fast forward it. We good. Let's go.
All right, let's do this real quick because then we could. I'll type to you after. Let's wrap. I just put it in the group chat. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member, man, if you're not one. And we got a special guest, man, that hit me up, and I'm glad that he hit me up and wanted to reach out. We want to hear his story because of we talked about yesterday, and we made a little short that kind of got wind on social media about this older player who, I'm totally against. And we got someone that knows, has some insight on this whole situation. So let's bring him in. Bailey, our main man, Sullivan Harden. Sully, hey man, what up?
What's going on?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good.
Thanks for joining us.
How you doing, man? So where you at? You on the East Coast in the Carolinas or what?
Yeah, now I'm in coastal Carolina down here playing in the snow for some reason, but whatever.
I hear it, man.
I got you. Love the accent, man. Hey, so what are you doing right now?
Now I'm in my senior year at Coastal Carolina University and just trying to get my business degree, come out, do pharmaceutical sales. But if Coach JB and Big Smitty are offering me a job, then I'll be up in California this week.
All right, well, fingers crossed, man. Well, you never know what can happen. No promises. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Well, let's get straight to brass tacks, man. Sully, we got you on here. We had a big time segment, I think, yesterday about this 32-year-old punter who came in and is entering the transfer portal. You actually, I guess, know the cat. You were there. Give us the breakdown, I guess, of what went down. Like, give us a whole situation from your point of view of what went down with this cat.
So I was pretty heavily recruited throughout all of high school, but coming out pretty much after COVID hit, I lost a lot of good stuff, a lot of good opportunities. And I remember pretty much same kind of deal. Me and my dad sitting on the phone with that program and just making sure I was going to get a good opportunity when I get there. And honestly, I called him right before this to see how hard I wanted to drop the hammer with all this. And I got fucked pretty good, in my opinion. But what do I know?
Yeah.
Coming there, you honestly said it better at this point. Go bag groceries, teach a class. Dude, I don't know. That just whole situation was bizarre. At the end of the day, Luke's a good dude. He's a good cat, but it just sucks when you want a good opportunity and you come in, someone this old is up there doing the same thing. But I'm big on best players should play. I guess coach didn't see it fit that was me, so that's why I'm a little hurt about it, but whatever. It was just weird getting to practice and we'd all be talking about what we did last night, and he's talking about the girl that he took home from the bar. He was taking the training wheels off her bike.
Oh man. Hold on. That's so much there to unpack. So just for clarity, I want to come back to that.
I told you, Cat told me that.
I want to come back to that point. That's crazy. Did you get cut because of him, or did you just enter the transfer portal and leave? Like how
I entered the trade. I went in coach's office at the end of the year and kind of we broke down what happened. I told him how I felt. He told me how he felt, and I said, "I'll let you know my final decision." Right after that, I walked to the third floor of the football operations building and put my name in the portal. Right after that meeting.
Okay, now let's go to the last thing you just said. You guys will be talking about your stories, what you did last night. Hey, man, I was in the dorm with Lucy and Amber. They're crazy as hell. Oh, my God, we were drinking beer. But you said Luke Larson, who's 32 years old, was talking about 18 and 19-year-olds that he grabbed from Brothers Bar and Grill and was taking the training wheels off. Is that what I heard?
I mean, yeah. Honestly, I'm going to get a really dirty phone call after this, but I'm going to have to turn the ringer off, whatever.
Hey, Marcellus Wiley took the ringer off, so do I. Fuck him. Hey, this is the thing. I got to ask you, because I said it on my show yesterday without even talking to you and knowing who you were, and I said the same shit. I said, there's no way I'm letting my daughter on that campus because I know, and real recognize real, but what do I know when everybody's like, oh, coaches, that's the least of your worries. No, it's not, because...
No, it's a real thing, dude. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and he's Australian. Go ahead, Smitty.
Does this cat, tell us more. Does he have, kids? He has, a job?
From what I know, he doesn't have a kid. I remember he always used to talk about he owns a bar. But it was, I don't know. It was two different things. We all come on the field and talk about, I drank this last night, he drank this, and he's over there balancing his checkbook and shit. And it was a little funky. I don't know. At the end of the day, he's a good guy, but I feel like the problems don't start there. That program altogether is a shit show. They just clean the swamp, so that's not helping.
Let me ask you this: you like the guy, you see me, he's a good dude overall as a human, but it's the system and the rules that allow him, right? Because if they were to allow Smitty right now and they paid him at 31 years old to go back and get it back, it's not Smitty's fault. It's the system. That's the problem I have.
Right.
But the Sullys of the world are the ones affected. The high school recruit, the organic nature of this business is no longer. It's a portal business. And you said you got fucked over during COVID because of the portal became so prevalent. And I'm going to go grab an older kid in the portal because of the COVID deal. A lot of high school guys got passed by like yourself. And that's when this whole snowball effect started, right?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. The whole situation's weird just because we've never really seen something like this. So it's hard to kind of put a gauge on what went wrong where. But like I said, the program as a whole, it's not my... I don't know. I'm thankful for the opportunity and glad they gave it to me. But at the end of the day, I really wish I could have went anywhere else and it would have been better. But whatever.
So this dude comes in at 28. You're a freshman.
Yeah.
Right? He's 28 years old. 28. I mean, goddamn. So he's 28. Is he just grown man? Does he have what we call grown man strength at that time? And there's just a difference in maturity of the human?
I'd say definitely difference in maturity as a human, but the strength was kind of my thing. It was just dialing it in, especially with punting.
So you guys were equal as far as that?
Yeah.
In my eyes, yeah. Because numbers can't lie at the end of the day. In high school, my senior year or stats of high school was where he was at his last year at East Carolina for punting college. And I'm on live TV right now. Don't let me lie to you. That's all on paperwork.
Ooh,
and
facts.
Like,
There's facts over here.
I don't know. I mean, it's all on the internet to look. I can't change nothing, and I don't know how to do all that. But
No, I believe you. I believe the only reason why I jumped up like that, Sully, is because as JB and I was having this discussion, one of his takes was like, if you're 28 years old, you're naturally going to be stronger, probably bigger, more experienced. So it would make sense that you would be the better player or better punter. But what you're saying is, he's older, but he wasn't even better than me.
Coach always called it a different word in the team meeting room, and that really pissed me off because of another thing I'll get at here. This is going to make you two explode. He called it trust. But don't take that from me. Let me get into this a little bit. It's a lot easier to build relationships with people you have a lot more in common with. So if you have a 1 to 2 year age gap between you and the head coach, and you see them two slamming beers after practices and shit, then it's probably going to make it a little harder for the dumbass freshman who didn't check the roster well enough to know who's really there and what's going on to get that opportunity. But like I said, what do I know? I hope everyone still is doing good. But goddamn, I took it so hard at that program, dude. It's coming out of my mouth literally now on the TV. So whatever.
Oh my God.
Damn. So wait up. I don't want to get you in any harm's way. You're out of there already. Are you still punting, or are you just finishing school and
he about to graduate? He about
yeah.
to
I'm done. I'm going up there this weekend. I DJ for frats and sororities, so if y'all need that, book me. But other than that.
Hey, I like Sully. I kind of fuck with Sully a little bit.
Hey, so Sully, so you're telling me that the coach is out here tossing him back with the fucking 28-year-old guy that's a couple years younger than him?
100%. You can call, literally before the show, I called my buddy to talk about it. He asked how much I was going to bring up. Dude, I'd love to fucking just open a can of what went on at that program.
I mean, open the can. I mean, this is the real show, Planet ERF. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, speak your mind.
Is this the coordinator? The position coach? Head coach? What?
No, not head coach. Head coach is a whole nother. Oh my God! But the grad assistants, the coach, they all just were on different relationships, and I completely get it. I got a good group of friends there too, but I don't know. We weren't taking our fucking kids to school after practice, but whatever.
This is a joke, homie. This is the problem I have, though, Smitty. Regardless of what we're talking about, there's a million Sullys getting fucked over by this system.
Same. You can look up. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I got a buddy down the road, Zane Smith. He played at Florida State. In high school, it was me and Zane. We were punting back and forth, kicking back and forth, and whatnot. But he got the same situation. And my thing is, like I said earlier, numbers don't lie. Y'all probably know nothing about me from who I am or whatever. But in high school, I had every single record in South Carolina, in the state of South Carolina, for kickoff. Like, I was hitting the ball. And then I get to East Carolina, and I'm not even on the depth chart, and there's 4 kids up there, whatever. I try to go say my piece, and coach just give me a couple balls, let's see what happens. And I didn't get to put my foot on one kickoff. And you can say oh, this guy that was better, whatever. It wasn't even Luke who kicked off, but it was another kid. But he did good. But I just feel like I could have did better, and that just all starts with problems at the top of the swamp, and I guess that's why it's cleaned out now. But what do I know?
Hey, it's interesting. I'm glad. Here's the problem. Like, these are the babies. I call you guys babies because I've coached forever and I've been around this. You guys are the babies I discuss on these shows. Like, this is what I say when I mean the babies. Because when you grabbing kids out of a portal that, in this instance, but this ain't the only instance, by the way. We got guys that are fucking 9-year veterans now, getting their 9th year of eligibility, that are 28, 29 years old at the University of Miami. And that are fucking, there's all these kids. Like, this is not just one incident and we're talking about an anomaly. No, this is the norm now. And babies, you guys are getting affected coming out of high school and now they'll say, oh, well, here's a, preferred walk-on. You got to come be a preferred walk-on. Any other year, you're a scholarship kicker or punter. Nowadays, I know a lot of guys that are putting the ball 45, 50, 46 yards in high school out here and are getting walk-on opportunities, not scholarship opportunities, because they have a 25-year-old who's been at 4 other schools. And this is the problem I have with the whole system in place and how it is. And this is the fundamental issue I have. That's why I'm glad you came on here. This is not just an East Carolina issue. There's a lot of shit programs out here doing this to the babies, Smitty. I'm just telling you. Like, I know for a fucking fact. So that's why coaches who hear the show come out later and hit me up like, man, I wish I could talk, JB, but you were fucking spot on. And these are coaches at these schools.
Yeah, I promise you.
We know it's happening, but like no one wants to really talk about the shit. So I'm glad you came on, man. It's fucking interesting to say the least. So are you still on Scully at Coastal?
No, I'm not playing at all.
Okay.
That
so
honestly
did you
took every hope and spirit.
Did you transfer there to play?
I was gonna try. I went to the camp, but it was kind of the same speech of, hey, we got too many guys this year. Not a good scholarship opportunity for you coming on this year. And Coastal, I've been around Myrtle my whole life. It's 20 minutes down the street. Their program, they got a lot going on there too. And it just me jumping in the mix. I got a bunch of guys on the team that stay up at the frat house with me late, and they tell me all about it. So I just thought it'd be better if I put my school bag on and just got it done.
Hey, shit, it'd be better for it at the end of the day, man. What are you aspiring to be? You're getting a degree in what?
Marketing. I'm gonna do pharmaceutical sales, I'm hoping, but who knows?
There's a lot of money in there if you hit it right.
That's the plan.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, man, it sounds like you got a fucking head on your shoulders and you're going to make it no matter what. You ain't going to cry over spilled milk and fucking blame everybody like a lot of these cats nowadays do. I can hear it in your voice. You ain't about to go blame nobody. It is what it is. You have an experience now to teach others, though. Hey, man, this is what happened. I went through it, and you're one of one that happens. That's just how it is, man. A lot of guys can only talk about it. You were about it. So it's unfortunate. So this guy that's 32, real quick, he's now moved on, and now he's still trying to play.
Yeah, so I don't
now, homie.
I don't know. I've been in school for 4 years and I have a GED from high school, and I still can't do the math of how we're letting this absolute horse shit happen. Because just again, another dumbass Sully Harden isn't going to check the roster, the Twitter feed of where he transfers to, and they're going to walk in and see a guy with arms like his legs and shit his pants when he's got to go up there to kick the ball.
I don't.
No, it's not the homie then. Okay, I got you.
So where's this guy going to play at?
Myrtle Beach Retirement Facility. It's about 20 minutes up the street.
So if you got to say, if Larson was on here right now, he was listening.
Yeah.
What would your closing thoughts or message be to Larson right now? What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's still a great dude. It can't really be mad at him, but just the way that things are working. Oh shit!
There you go.
We got you. You hear us? He can't hear us. We can hear him.
Fuck.
We hear you.
Oh, y'all can hear me? Okay, I don't know why. For some reason, I can't hear y'all.
Don't worry. So, finish what you were saying.
Finish.
But it's not really him being a bad dude. At the end of the day, I really just kind of wish things would have played out a whole lot differently. The program was a shit show. Coming in and seeing someone the age of your dad almost was a pretty big scare for me at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't know. It was a rough experience. I don't know why for some reason I can't hear y'all.
If you got in a fight, would you beat his ass?
He can't hear you.
I know, that's why I'm being funny. Ask him anything, JB. Ask him anything.
So would you come play for us right now on a semi-pro team?
Shout out to Sully Harden, man. Good dude, man. That shit's pretty funny.
See if he's back. Pull it back in, baby. See if he gets voice.
I got you.
I
can hear you now. Yeah.
Smitty was fucking with you. He was like, he was fucking with you because he knew you couldn't hear us. What? So at the end of the day, if a kid was in your shoes, and let's say Sully Harden came out of retirement to go back into college at 25 years old, what would you tell that kid at 18?
It's really important, coach honesty, because I sat there and sat on the phone with the guy. Just make sure that you have a good relationship with the guy you're going into, your position coach, your head coach. Make sure everyone's honest about how it's going to be. And just do your research. Honestly, it's so important. I was on the phone with all these big programs, taking visits to Chapel Hill and South Carolina, and then I don't know. Just make sure you do your research and make sure you got a good group and head on your shoulders going in, because it's gonna everyone's got a different experience. I got buddies still playing, but just make sure you do a lot of research and think smart.
No doubt. Good advice. Hey, man, we might have to have you on. We might have to have you on again, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. That's some fire shit that you dropped for everybody. And we might have to make you we might have to have you on, man, especially as you go. What do you think about the college playoff real quick? I want to get a former player's perspective that's in this generation. What do you think about the playoff being 12 teams and all that shit?
12 teams is fine. Ohio State let up the gas pedal second half. Notre Dame about put too many in on them and about closed it in. 12-team playoff is definitely interesting, something we've never really seen before. But it gives an opportunity to more teams, kind of like the Arizona States, the Boise States, the teams that really we don't get to see in there, but at the end of the day, all have a special place in our heart for. The Scattaboo guy's an animal. Ashton Genty's an animal. All these guys, I don't know. It's a good opportunity. I kind of like it, to be honest with you. But what do I know at the end of the day?
What do I know? What do I know?
I love it. I got to get you a But What Do I Know t-shirt, man. Hey, what's your at, man, on social media? Do you have any?
Yeah, it's going to be Sully Harden on just about anything, and any single woman on here, just please treat my heart easy. It's been through a lot, and hopefully Coach JB can get me on the team and get me out there kicking for Last Chance U, because that's where I was about to be at one point.
All right, well, we're going to figure it out, man. Ladies, you heard that. Lucy.
I like it.
He's young, but he is of age. He is of age, so you can talk to him, hit him up. Leah, Lucy, all y'all.
He got the country swagger. He got the country swag. He's out there at Sully Harden. Go follow
20 beers. He's old school, hands-on guy. Chop wood. Whatever. He's right here, y'all.
Lumberjack shit. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Sully, man, we have to do it again. I appreciate you, brother. Stay safe out there, and we'll chop it up soon.
Perfect. It was good seeing y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother, you too.
And he got the full Sin hoodie on. Shout out to they podcast.
No doubt. That's funny, man. Good kid. I like that kid. I like that kid right there.
Man. Remind me of young JB.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. I find that's how he used to talk before, like the hood took, like, you know what I mean, took control of you.
He told the girls, take it easy on my heart. He got a game, huh? Yeah. And then even free game Friday, he got game. Yeah. He got way more game than you. Way more game than you.
Nah, my game is crazy. My game crazy. I can pull up with some basketball shorts, a beater, some flops, and pull the baddest one in the room. Hypothetically, of course, because I'm a married man. So speaking hypothetically,
you ain't pulling the baddest one in the room with your feet out, homie.
Yes, I am, homie. I'm a bad boy.
Are you bleeding?
Yeah. My nose started just randomly bleeding. I think it's because I need some humidifier, plugged up.
So you're bleeding?
Yeah. Don't worry about me.
Let me see the blood.
No, that's wrong, bro. The episode might get chopped down if I show y'all blood. You know how YouTube is. It's too gory.
So you're a bleeder. You're a bleeder.
I mean, I'm a human being. I have blood, homie. Yes.
I don't bleed. But you show Leah all the time.
Earlier, you was talking about Leah. You said something, and I asked you a question about her, and you just ignored it.
Do you do lines like that white stuff?
I'm not sure what you're even referring to. I don't do anything white.
White people shit. Do you do the white people shit, the lines?
Let's end the show with white people shit, black people shit. Brought to you by Winnable, brought to you by Prize Picks. Man, what do we got here?
Better baptize this snake right here. 12-foot Burmese python going into grease.
He got a true deep fryer.
Nice and slow.
The mouth open, homie. The mouth open on the thing, homie.
That's probably how you get the inside good, though. You gotta have it open.
Deep fried snake. Smoke, seasoned to perfection, and baptized in that grease. So we get this down south right here.
In venomous, homie. Fuck wrong with you? He said deep fried snake. He said deep fried, laid to the side, crispy, tasty, and venomous. I wouldn't eat that with your mouth, homie. He fucking crazy. He pointing at me too. I would not eat that, homie.
You want to eat that?
Hell no. Hell no.
It's a brother, though. I mean, you trust a brother, right? Another brother?
I'm not eating that, homie. I'm not eating that, homie. I don't care all that race shit. I'm not eating that, homie. That's down south shit. That's down south black people shit. That's Xavier Leggett shit.
I sent you on Instagram, Bailey. I sent you and Smitty on Instagram, Bailey. You got that should have been the one.
I'm a city boy, homie. I'm a city boy.
Hey Bailey, Smitty, you got the one I was talking about, the one you said stupid shit, and I said it's BPS, and you said it was no, that's stupid people shit.
Yeah, on Instagram, yeah, that shit was super stupid. Said, 1 second, he'll put it on there.
Hey, yeah, that's funny. I don't know. That shit is just like just doing anything. Come on.
Would you eat that? Would you eat that?
No, I don't fuck with snakes. Here's the thing, like. Brothers ain't never been in the snow. It's like an asteroid hit it, and we're gonna just try any fucking thing anything that we could do. We're gonna put it on and we're gonna try it. And this next fucking clip.
This shit get serious.
That shit ain't that serious.
Good, bud.
Hold on.
You want me to end it live?
Boom.
Wait a minute.
Wait a damn minute. You get some Henny.
And you get Henny. You get Henny.
You do that? Like, what do you do? Are you eating the ice with it on there? Is this a snow cone? Are you drinking it? Like you ain't drinking it.
It's like a Hennessy snow cone, I guess. And they're excited about it. You know, the one thing about black folks, we will hype up anything. Like we can make anything be like bigger than what it is. And this just made them. So I mean, on the positive side, they're happy, having a good time. You know what I mean? On the positive side. On the negative side, like, what are we doing, y'all? And they out and like two of them would eat off the same snow, off the same part of the snow. That's disgusting.
Who's we?
Black people.
I can't say we.
Not in this example, you can't. In another group, you could. Like with some racist people, you could say we.
So they're eating the same cone, though.
At the same, they did.
By the way, I don't know if you know, snow's dirty as fuck.
Snow's super dirty. Thank you. Thanks for saying that, Jason. Snow is disgusting.
My thing is, why wouldn't you just drink the bottle?
Because then that's like regular shit to them. They want to do something that's different. You know, the first time seeing snow, they want to just, you know what I mean? Do something they thought was funny. And I guess it worked. They went viral. They probably just bored in the hood, though, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't got nothing to do, ain't got no cable, ain't got no games. Like, growing up in the hood, I don't know about you, Jason, I had to, like, figure shit out. And I was the only kid, basically. You know, I got a hood story, but I was basically the only kid So you got to figure shit out to do. But you ain't got nothing. You ain't got no cave. You ain't got no, like, you just got to figure some shit out. So they probably was outside bored and just was trying to do something. Being positive, being excited, being happy about something, hanging with their loved ones. I wouldn't do it. But the bigger picture is they just out there having fun. So kudos to them, man. Black people shit. Watch you about winnable. Go follow Winner right now. Get all our bets. We making money.
Wow. Interesting. Damn.
So he just texted me. He said all the girls is in his chat right now from our show.
You don't have his number.
So he just hit me up. I texted the number that you put in the chat with me and Bailey to like tell him like thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate you. He said no problem. Anytime, man. Would love to come on your show for real. I said yes sir. And then he was like, by the way, he said thanks for the hookups. The ladies are in my DMs. So I guess Jazzy Jazz, Chris, Jada Bean, Goggle, Leah, they all in his track.
Show that real quick. We'll end the show with that real quick. So we got to end it a little early today for everybody. Pound that like, subscribe. I gotta get to the yacht. Me and Marcellus gonna go out looking for Ryan Clark. Let me see. Let me show you. What, homie? What happened?
He said me and myself. He said he gonna end the show early. Gotta go on the yacht. Me and myself gonna go look for Ryan Clark. Hey, homie, imagine myself, JB, really on the yacht, though, like really riding the yacht looking for fucking Ryan Clark in the Pacific Ocean.
Hey, it's gonna be that episode of Dave Chappelle when Dave Chappelle had what's the name take over the show, and he was acting like a straight gangster. When the white boy,
Wayne Brady.
Yeah. It's gonna be that episode. Like no one's gonna realize, but like we're gonna pull up like, motherfucker, get out the car. Like, what, Marcellus?
Classic episode, homie.
Hey, take a look at this though. I want to ask you something about this broad.
You know Wayne Brady now. Wayne Brady's like a macrosexual now too, by the way. But anyway,
a what?
Like I don't know, like a macrosexual. Like he'll fuck anything. But go ahead and play it. Go ahead and play it. My wife is here. She gonna cuss me out when I move the car. Officially signed with Playboy. God, so good. Can you give me some context?
What God is so good? Is it she got a different God or? You agree this God is good to hook her up a Playboy? I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, we don't judge on this show, so I'm just trying to ask.
Listen, that we don't judge. But no, I mean, Playboy is if she actually signed with Playboy, that means she's like a legit model. So for her, she's saying like as a model, it's like a goal to sign with Playboy. So for her saying God is, so for example, this is like you signing with the Chiefs. It's like, damn, like I made it to where I'm going to make it to. So if you're a model, signing with Playboy is like a legit thing. Like it's not a porn site. You're not fucking. It's just modeling. It's pictures. So that's what it is. So she's like, yeah, God is good. I made it to the level I want to. Now this is a sexual image to some extent, but like it's modeling. She has an amazing body. She's showcasing her body off. In a fitness site where she obviously works out. This is natural. Ain't no surgery. And she's Playboy. So she's saying God is so good. Like that's all it is.
What body does she have?
I don't know. I don't know who this girl is. Like you brought her on the show.
What body does she have though?
I mean, hey baby.
Your wife there? Hey, look.
She just pissed me on the side after I said that, so I'm gonna just be quiet.
Is God good when you're on OnlyFans too?
God is always good. On a serious note, God is always good. When you mess up, when you gangbang on somebody and you boo somebody, when you cheat on somebody, when you lie to somebody, God is always God. God is omnipotent. God is everywhere. God knows the good, the bad, and the ugly. But if you can repent and kneel down and bow down and commit and admit and say out loud that He is the Holy Spirit, He is the Father, He is the Son, He is the Holy. If you can admit that He is your everything, and you can repent and ask for forgiveness, my God will forgive all things. So God is always good in every scenario. And you've done some things in your life, JB, that are fucked up and wrong and stuff that people will judge. I've done stuff that's fucked up and wrong people will judge. Bailey has or will do because he's young, so he hasn't lived life yet. And everybody in the chat has as well. So at the end of the day, she's excited for signing a modeling deal with one of the biggest, if not the biggest platforms as a model. So for her industry, this is a big deal. God is so good. That's what it is. And I'm done talking about it, homie. Grandmaster Will, shut up. You don't know who I voted for, homie.
She not on the stool, homie. This ain't the way you get on the stool, homie. God damn it, Jada. Jada, this is not the fucking way, homie. This ain't the way.
How you get on the stool, homie?
Fuck. I was waiting. I wanted it on the stool the right way, homie.
What's the right way, though?
Fuck. You know the right way, homie.
I'm asking you, few in chat. What's the right way?
I mean, I would like to see that hanging off, you know what I'm saying? Like the right way, homie, sitting like she's at the bar, homie. Like she's at the bar ordering a drink, homie. Like just say, hey, can we get a drink? What up? But then just pop it off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, dog. That would have been a nice.
Right.
But let me ask you something. Since God don't judge, okay?
Hey, JB, can you read the chat though? This dude's funny as hell. But go ahead and go.
Oh,
your boy Bailey's a motherfucker. He be quick with it. I ain't gonna say what he said, but he boom like
yeah. Is she OnlyFans? Here. So God don't judge.
You don't know.
God don't judge. So you say God don't
straight to it. Go ahead.
Buck me. So you say God don't judge. Here's the thing.
I didn't say that. I said God forgives you.
Oh, forget it. So then God, please forgive me because this bitch bad. She got ass and titties and monkey's fat. Hey, thank you, Jesus, for putting her on earth. Now, let's get out of here. We'll get you tomorrow. We'll see you on the show tomorrow for this free game Friday. I might just stay on the water. Huh?
All right, man. Y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I think we should end the show 2.5 hours every day. It's just a good point. Gives me more time to handle my business meetings, get done with my work. And it gives me more time to just get stuff done. So appreciate y'all fans for understanding.
Lord is my shepherd. Hey, motherfucker, see Miss Parker. Lord is my mercy. Oh, goddamn, he saw that ass.
You seen Friday, homie?
What?
You seen Friday? That's a shock.
I know more black movies than you.
Kudos to you, homie, for seeing Friday.
We've already proved it on the show that you're clearly whiter than me. Clearly whiter than me. So anyway, thank you. See, I'm pushing for a 4-hour show.
Get down or lay down, homie.
I'm pushing for a 4-hour show.
Oh well, I won't be on it for 4 hours. I'm to that right now.
Be down or lay the fuck down. Be down or lay the fuck down. You don't know about that.
You lay down, you stay down.
Hey,
name that movie right now, baby.
Hey, Smitty, have you ever seen The Wash?
Come on now. He said.
Which one?
He said 7926 Try again, please.
See, that's
the new one. I know the old school Y, but I like the new Y.
Who's in the original one? Who's in the original one?
That's the one I like. I don't like the original watch. I like the newer watch. That's the one I like.
I know you're young, but who's in the original watch? Who's in the original watch?
Who's in the original watch? Who's in it? That's what I'm supposed to be young.
Who's in the original watch? Who's the comedian in the original watch?
Homie.
Who's the original comedian?
Tommy Lister, the big homie from Cali. R.P. Tommy Lister. He was in it. Like these are George Wallace. Like these are all the ones that I like, homie.
Who's the original guy in the original wash?
Shit.
He not black enough for the show. Fuck! I knew it.
I think Richard Pryor, I want to say, but I'm not for sure.
You saw it already online by now.
Richard Pryor.
Anyway,
but I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that one.
Anyway, girl though, shout out to you getting on Playboy. You'll be an OnlyFans. You'll be on OnlyFans anytime soon.
There is a such thing as modeling, y'all. It doesn't mean that you are fucking everybody. Tom Brady's ex-wife was a actual model. Like I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's actual models out here too. Is what I'm saying.
Hey, when her on her OnlyFans, can I get on Reddit and find it for free?
I don't know about nothing about Reddit.
Huh?
Huh?
Can I get her OnlyFans on Reddit for free? Isn't Reddit got where you can get her shit for free?
I don't think she got an OnlyFans. I think she just models, homie. I don't think she's like an OnlyFans. She's a silent Playboy. That's
Okay. Well, anyway, I got to get out of here. I got a lot of shit to do.
You do your thing, Jaden.
You'll see Marcellus tonight on the yacht. JD, you want to come through?
I'm looking at your post. I ain't looking at your post today.
What?
I'm not gonna see. I'm not gonna look at any of your posts today. Don't tag me or nothing. I'm not gonna look at it.
I'll have Marcellus call up to on FaceTime live. Up to your place.
He can't call up there no more.
Yeah, he can. He got it. He can still know all the tabs.
Just something moving. They don't really, you know what I mean? Something changed.
All right. Hey, let's get out of here. I got shit to do. Appreciate everybody. Love y'all. See you tomorrow for Free Game Friday, man. Pound that like. Peace.